Welcome everybody to today's stream. Today we continue a little bit earlier than usual, but we continue with another Zero to Hero day and completing the map completions. That's the goal. And reaching level 80. Probably not all of that today, but one step after the other, I think we will get there. We will get there. Hope you had a nice day so far. Let's check it out. Let's see how it goes. There we go. And let's do the map completion. Where did it start actually? Oh, it started here. And then we start from this side. Goal for today is again at least 3 maps. That's my main goal, at least 3 map completions. And that should also push me to level 60, 65 or something. And then we can continue from there. And if you don't know, I'm a Guild Wars 2 veteran. I played the game for over 13k hours on my main account, and now I'm starting from scratch on a new account as a somewhat interesting journey for you guys to understand and help me teach you the game a bit, or just showcase how I would do it again. And it's definitely an interesting way of playing the game again. As always, if you have any comments, any questions, let me know. Other than that, just enjoy the ride, I guess. And yeah, I mean, we are just doing some low-level maps right now. I will not focus too much on getting crazy amounts of experience. Yes, you can also do events like you can see here. As a new player, I would always recommend doing that. Do those events, because those events will give you experience and you can level way faster. However, I don't do them, I skip them, because I don't necessarily need the experience right now. I will reach level 80 when I do my map completion anyway, and I need the map completion for the what's it called? Legendary that I want to craft. So it makes sense that I just complete the map rather fast and skip events, because experience I will get anyway. Another thing about experience, what you can do is purchase any cheap food. So go to the trading post, go to food effects, go sort it for price, and purchase any food like this one, Soul Pastry. It requires level 80, but if you have any food that, for example this one, Crumble Cake, 20 Vitality, and the second part is the important one, plus 10% experience from kills. So I will just purchase a few of those, or purchase a few of those, like 10, and then I will get 10 experience for 10 minutes. That's not that long, but still. Maybe I find some food that lasts longer, so I don't always have to renew it. And it's also quite cheap, because renewing it every 10 minutes, that can be a little bit painful. But maybe... yeah, this one looks quite good. Bowl of applesauce. Let's purchase this. Let's get 10 of those. And because of that, we will later go to a vendor and then we get this. And this gives you 10 experience from kills. Yes, that is not the only thing that you do. You get a lot of experience from doing other things, not only the killing mobs, but also like completing the map, completing hearts and stuff. This is not affected, but of course you kill a lot of mobs anyway. And then it makes sense to just complete and get more experience this way as well. This is the whole idea. But as always, if you have any comments, any questions, let me know. And we will continue our journey there, and I will explain whatever I'm doing. There we go, we got the quest. And if I forget something, just remind me that I should explain that. Or if I skip one of your comments, just remind me that I did not answer yet, and I will try to answer then. That's the whole idea of this stream. And like I said, we will try to be somewhat efficient at it and not stuck around too long and visiting visitors. I did that quite a lot on my main account as well. So at this point, I just want to complete the map and show you how you can enjoy the game by playing it quite efficiently as well. But of course, if you're doing that for the main character, for your first time playing through this game, I would recommend taking it slow, enjoying the scenery and doing some events as well and leveling like usual. Yeah, just do whatever you currently have in the way and to engage with it. It's really, really important. The thing that is quite important for me is also, I would never use the level 80 boost that you get when purchasing any expansion on your first character. I would really recommend playing the game as it is intended to be played. Level your character, the first character that is, without the boost. If you have any other characters after that and want to see different like classes and stuff, yes, of course you can use the level 80 boost, but I would not recommend doing that on your first playthrough. This is just something that is a little bit like wasting your experience, I would say. And you will be overwhelmed when you reach level 80 with the level 80 boost. So I would rather say take it slowly and learn your class that way. I really think so. Nice, let's go. Let's go, Alan. That's good. Very, very good. Welcome. Hope you had a nice day so far. And let's see how it goes this time if I'm a little bit faster and more efficient and have some more health tips for you for exploring the maps a little bit faster. And so what do we do here? Just some ice brute killing, I guess. I'm good. I'm doing good. Having a day off today, so that's why I can stream a little bit earlier. And yeah, enjoying some streaming and doing some 0 to hero, because after all, my goal is to reach the level 80 and then reaching a legendary, yeah, before the expansion drops. And the expansion drops now, let's check when does the expansion drop, in 54 days. So like I have to like not rush it, but I also have to be a little bit like, I can't completely ignore the time passing, yeah. So I have to be a little bit more efficient in my progress here, otherwise I might not reach my goal of getting a legendary before the expansion drops. It's not unbeatable, it's definitely doable, but it's something that needs, I would say, some time investment. Definitely. It's possible, I would say, for sure. Especially on a new account, I would say it's harder to do than on my main account, of course. But even here, I think it's possible. I just need to reach level 80, get my gold farms ready. The Wizard's Vault helps a lot. The Wizard's Vault is one of the best features they added for new players. You can get so much gold out of that just for doing some dailies. And just having a lot of like useful activities in there that you can then get, for example, other account-bound stuff like Ascended Gear. So the Wizard's Vault helps you out a lot. But getting that in the next 54 days is definitely a challenge. But, you know, that's interesting to watch, I guess. Having some challenge here to complete the map and then get level 80, of course, or before that probably, and getting some gold this way. Let's go and farm a little bit more mobs here. Hopefully we get this quest done quite soon. I think this is one of the nicer maps to farm or to get the map exploration. Some of the maps have really annoying hearts, but most of them are actually quite fine to do. Yeah. The challenge is going quite well. I will, of course, also upload not only this very long VODs of my streams, all of them. They are already at my YouTube channel, but if you want to see a very short summary or somewhat short, concise summary of my journey, you can always go to my YouTube channel and watch there the edited versions of those streams, and I will put them together in like feasible length, and then you can see always what's going on, what's happening, where I am. Currently, it's day 4. I'm at level 54. Map exploration, it is 45%. So we are getting somewhere, but it's taking time. And we have currently like 7.5 gold. So not too much. We need a lot more for the legendary, but that will probably happen as soon as I reach level 80 that I can farm some more gold. So I don't expect to get that much during the map exploration. Of course, I'm also doing the Wizard's Vault stuff. The Wizard's Vault stuff is typically locked at level 80, but if you used a boost on a second character, that's what I did. I got the Wizard's Vault very fast unlocked, because this is obviously quite important. And I will do the dailies every single day on the account as well, but nothing on this main character. I will just play PvP, that's it. I will not use the other character that is already level 80 on anything else. Welcome, Mason. Welcome. Is your Willbender all-around build still available? Yes, it is actually very good still, yes. It's very, very strong and very, like, up-to-date still, yeah. You can use, instead of the Spear, typically Spear is completely replaceable with Greatsword, but of course the build uses Greatsword and Spear to some extent, so I would say using Greatsword and Sword is a completely fine replacement for Spear or Greatsword. You can play whatever you like. Those 3 weapons, so to say, Sword, Greatsword, and Spear are completely replaceable. Whatever you find is the best for you, or if you don't have the Spear, just use the Greatsword, Sword variant instead, and you will be completely fine. Maybe a little bit less DPS, but still fine. Yes. Welcome, Likely. Welcome. I saw your Fractal Tier list again, and you rate Renegade quite highly, but looking at the Wingman benchmark, it's ranked really low. You have to be careful, because the Wingman benchmarks are obviously, first of all, you have to consider when you play, you have to go to Fractals and not Raids, because in Raids Renegade is way worse than it is in Fractals. And in Fractals you play it as specifically as the Alacrity DPS option. And this is just because it is very, very good at bursting and has very good utility in the kit. I mentioned it in my Fractal Tier list of course as well. And only because of that. Like, this is the most important part here, is that it is very flexible and is played as an Alacrity DPS build. So the benchmarks for it will be lower as for the DPS numbers, for the DPS builds, of course. I hope that makes sense, because if you compare some kind of offensive supporter in terms of DPS to a full DPS, then of course the full DPS will have higher benchmarks. So take that into account when you look at the benchmarks from the Wingman. And it's always like, yes, Wingman is also telling you how many people play it, but it's like played in a very high level groups a lot, but not all of the people that uploaded are actually high level groups. So you can't always tell this is the actual benchmark that people get there. So there are many ways that you have to take a grain of salt with that here, and not always say the Wingman thing is actually correct. It's more like showcasing a part of the whole truth, but not every single thing of it. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, it's in my opinion still a very, very good build, and didn't get touched at all. Like Alacrity, DPS, Renegade, still a very, very solid pick for sure. So let's get some more progress for this heart. Very good. Nice, we got an X. Interesting. Okay, some more progress. Takes quite a while this heart, to be honest. But what can you do? What can you do? Nice. Yeah, I'm doing well. It's actually quite a nice day today, and I'm completing my map progress. Currently I'm at 45% progress of the map completion, so I'm getting there. You can see I'm actually like getting quite fast with the map progress. My leveling is actually not that fast. I'm at level 54, so it takes still quite a while. But I don't care, I will get level 80 anyway. So it will just take a bit to get there, but as soon as I'm there, that's good enough. Okay, so I lost a little bit track of my heart here because I was going out of reach. So go back to it, I guess. Yeah, I'm doing good. Tony, welcome to the stream, welcome. What are the first things you should do when you reach level 80? I have a whole video about that, you can watch that. It's called something what you should do as a new player or something. And it's really good. I have a whole video about that. And what I would say is getting Ascended Gear as soon as possible if you can get that. And I would recommend going for the important masteries, like going for, what's it called? Gliding mastery, going for auto loot. That's very important so that your loot automatically goes into your inventory. That's so good. And after that, I would go for some mount masteries, and that's typically what I would do. And then trying to find different things, like try out some fractals, try out some strike missions. Just go and explore some different things you can do at level 80 and see what you actually enjoy doing. That's always what I would always recommend. Do at least everything once so that you actually get to see if you like it. And if you don't, you can come back later or just don't ever do it again. And if you like it, you found something that you can do more often. That's the whole idea, and that works quite well. Thanks, Hardin, really appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the prime. Hope you enjoy the stream. Can you set up that mount layout that you use? Yes, you can do that by using the Blishard. So Blishard is an legal third-party add-on, and in there is the Mounts and More add-on. And if you install that and have that downloaded, you can then set up the mounts add-on like you want to have it, like show only those mounts, show some fishing or whatever you want to put on those in this wheel, and you can change that to whatever you need. I have a guide on that as well. If you are on Twitch, you can just type !mouse because my mouse cursor is blue. That's the same add-on. You can just type !mouse in Twitch chat, and then you will get a link to the video where I explain how to set this up. It's way more concise than I could ever do it here on stream. So I hope that helps. Yeah, I mean, of course, don't forget, Luck, that the thing is that I'm streaming quite a lot nowadays with this setup and trying to get as much progress in as fast as possible to get the legendary. So don't, like, it's not a speed run. Enjoy the ride and you will get there. You will get there for sure. Just have fun and you will probably also reach it quite soon. It is not a speed run. That's the important part. If you are doing it for the first time, enjoy it. If you're doing it for the second and third or whatever time, then sometimes, yeah, sure, it might be a little bit of a slug. but there are worse things. I think the map completion is actually quite fun, and leveling process is also not too bad either. There are a lot of Sons of Swanas here. That's actually quite good to get the progress of the map, of the heart. Set a goal for it. Champion Illusionist title on PvP, map completion, and craft incinerator. Yeah, so my goal for the Zero to Hero is really get a legendary weapon. That's the big goal, and crafting it on myself, like Champion Illusionist title or something that is. It's doable, but I don't want to play only PvP. I want to showcase and explain some stuff to new players as well. But if you have that goal, sure, go for it. It's actually a cool goal. I think those titles are definitely something that is worthwhile proceeding and trying to get. They are not really like that hard to get nowadays anymore. You can farm them quite fast if you do it during the off season, for example, where there is the matches are even faster to get. But I think it's a cool idea, good idea. Yeah, Mesmer is definitely looking for, like, has some pinkish aspects and stuff. I just like the gameplay of it, like the loop. I can understand that you say it looks a little bit too, I don't know, unicorn and that kind of stuff in this direction. I can definitely see that in a dark fantasy world that feels a little bit weird, but I really like the fast-paced gameplay of it, you know? I'm not a Mesmer main, I play all classes, but if I had to choose one class that I would only play in the future, because it's so unique, it's probably Mesmer, because it has so many instant cast, so many like manipulation skills. It feels like it's very flexible and reactive gameplay. That's what I like so much. If you look at other classes, like, I don't know, Necromancer, it's fun, don't get me wrong, but it has weaknesses like being not mobile, being not very like fast in terms of casts and stuff, whereas this class here doesn't have that. That's why I like it so much. But I can definitely understand that the look of it might not be for everyone, for sure. I have a question. I just crafted Sunrise with Legendary Kit, planning to sell it to gear and gemstone upgrades. Would you suggest sell now with the 1500 gold or wait? It depends how patient you are. So if you are someone that is very patient, then I would say waiting is definitely in your interest. Like, guaranteed. It will probably go up in the next few months to a higher level. I'm not sure if it will ever go up to the prices it was before the Sunrise was in the Legendary Starter Kit, but it will definitely go up. So if you're patient, you can wait. But if you really want to get the account upgrades and the money now, I think it's definitely not a bad thing to sell it now, because I think, that's my prediction, I think it will not go up like insane amounts. It will not go to 2k in the next 2 months. You really have to wait like for 3 to 6 months to get it really to a higher level again. So I think it's definitely okay. It's not a big gold loss if you sell it right now. And especially if you enjoy the game more than if you wouldn't sell it, because you get all the account upgrades and you can actually progress your stuff way faster, then it's definitely worth it to, so to say, waste a little bit of money and time by selling it directly. I think that's what I would recommend doing. But it's your choice after all. It's your choice. So we are slowly progressing again with this map. 43%, not too bad, not too bad. And just pressing F again, I guess. That's the quest that we want to do here. Hey, welcome Aceblade, welcome. I'm pretty new to Guild Wars 2, but all expansion, living story, because of those 30 hours played so far. This game is so fun. I'm level 80 with 4 characters right now, love alts, but lost on what to do. Could you explain for me what you're doing right now? No, always happy to answer questions, so don't worry. I'm currently starting a new account, or started a new account, to, oh my god, that was a lot of damage, to showcase how I would start my journey again and how fast you can get a legendary, because I really want to showcase that a legendary is something that is obtainable for everyone. You just have to commit some time to it. Yeah, and oh, there are a lot of veterans here. Okay, so I'm doing a map completion because that's what is necessary for getting a legendary generation 1 weapon yourself. You have to get a map completion, and that's what I'm currently doing. So I'm leveling my character while also doing a map completion. This is the whole goal of this stream today and the next few streams as well, I guess, to get the map completion done. I can't get this, I don't have a key. Okay, and yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I get a lot of experience by doing that, so I double up, so to say, in my time spent here on the character, and I can get a lot of value just by doing the map completion and getting the level. Meanwhile, that's the idea of this whole setup, and as soon as we reach level 80, we can do some gold farms on top of that. That's also helping, of course, but it's not the main goal for this stream today, because I really want to continue with the map exploration here. And we will get there. We will see the progress is okay. And I, of course, also try to explain what I'm doing and tell you how you can maybe improve at your own gameplay as well if you have any questions. The yellow line is an add-on that is completely legal. It's called Blish Hut, and it shows you the fastest or very efficient way to clear the maps. It's not necessary, of course. I just want to have it here while I stream so that I can actually get some nice progress and talk to you without having like to always look for the specific heart or quest or whatever I'm currently chasing too long. That's the idea. Yeah. Thanks for your helpful video. Speaking of legendaries, after Aurora, I really want to start my first legendary armor. How would you rank obsidian armor in terms of difficulty? The difficulty is really low. It's really, really low. It's just like committing some time. That's like it. It's a very, very low difficulty to get the obsidian legendary armor. It is a time investment for sure. It's a decent amount of grind that you have to do, but it's definitely not difficult. It's probably the easiest to get, but easy in terms of like how challenging it is. It's quite easy, but it's not necessarily the fastest way. It depends how much time you put in. So there are potentially faster ways. You can of course also mix it, play some PvP, world versus world, and even the raid ones, and then you get like multiple pieces all at once. But it definitely takes more effort and is harder to do than just the open world one. So the obsidian one for sure the easiest. Yeah, I mean, don't worry, choose the legendary that you like the look of, maybe the weapon. If you like Sunrise, sure, go for it. Currently quite cheap, it's because it's in a starter pack, but there will be rotating ones and you will get another starter pack very soon with the expansion launch, so don't worry too much. You will find something that's actually interesting for you, and maybe for the class that you play. I think it's always important to choose a weapon that you actually enjoy the look of, the first one at least, and also play. You know, you don't want to choose something that you never play because you just don't like the animations or how the weapon plays. So it's definitely something that you should consider, but there are so many choices now. Choose what you actually like the most, for sure. How do you handle the limited banking in inventory space? I have a banking character which is already full. Also, I don't know how to handle a third build, Conti DPS, if I only get 2 gear template slots, which I use for World vs. World and Power DPS. So on my main account, obviously have this handled by having a lot of characters and expanding the build and equipment templates. But on this account, you see, I have problems with the inventory for sure. I will purchase some bigger bags very soon because that's just very, very important, like having some inventory space. But I will explain that further when I get to a point where I have different characters and use them as storage as well. But for now, I really want to have my setup here in a way that I just salvage my materials all the time, put it in the bank, and try to keep my inventory as clean as possible. After every map that I complete, I will try to clean my inventory so that I never get in a space where I have no space left. Currently, it's looking quite dire, to be honest. But yeah, we will have to clean it after this map for sure, and then we will go back and hopefully purchase some cheap bags as well. I think that's the only way to do it. You can't really handle it any other way. You just have to slowly increase the bag slots that you have and amount of storage space, and just learn what items you can throw away and which items you need to keep. And yeah, that's just something that comes with time. Be patient. I just play some story. Being in Living Worlds story 1, it's kind of fine, but sometimes boring. Yeah, it's not the best story. It will get better with time. It's really Living Worlds season 1 is like one of the most vanilla stories, and it's not the best. But as soon as you reach a higher level of which one do I have to give this to this guy? Yeah, the chef. There we go. Yes. So as soon as you go to Heart of Thorns, I think the story actually picks up quite a bit. It's quite better than quite much increasing here in terms of like how fun it is and how interactive it gets, and also quite interesting storylines. It might not be the absolute best story in terms of like other MMOs, like Final Fantasy probably has better story and stuff like that, but it gets way better, I would say. But I'm not a story and like lore guy. I can't tell you that much about it. Most of the time I'm in for the gameplay. What's the hardest PvE content? There are some specific raid fights that have a very, very challenging challenge mode, like a legendary challenge mode. Those are the hardest ones. So Seraph CM, Ura CM, and Harvest Temple CM. Those are the craziest or legendary challenge modes. That's the correct name. So if you want to get into those, you need a 10-person group that is very committed and really knows what they're doing, and you typically need multiple like approaches and multiple days to farm those and really try to get there, because it's quite challenging, yeah. Second question, I have Mesmer and have two sets of one Ascended set, one Minstrel exotic set for World vs. World. Do you suggest buying one more equipment template for a DPS build? Yeah, I would actually say that's a reasonable thing to do. I think equipment templates that are like one equipment template for DPS, one for healing and stuff is definitely very worthwhile. And as looking at your templates, I think that makes a lot of sense to get that. It's a good investment. And the cool part is you can also get templates, not equipment templates right now, I think, but you can get build templates and build storage expansions even in the Wizard's Vault, so that's really cool. And getting one equipment template from the gem store is definitely something that might probably be a very good investment. So yeah, I would recommend that, especially if you play all those builds. Yeah, if you just get it so that you have it, that might not be the smartest choice, but if you play it really a lot of times, then definitely worthwhile. They deal a lot of damage. There we go. You did it. I have been trying to get from tier 3 to tier 4 fractal, but it's really hard with pucks. I'm currently in power DPS Soul Beast or quickness DPS Untamed. Would you advise I switch to healer or another class to carry better? So that's what I will do in this journey. I will play healer because that's something to carry very well. But the problem is like tier 3 is the hardest part of fractals, because tier 4 you have more experienced players, and in tier 3 the mechanics get a little bit more challenging and you still have somewhat new players. So yeah, you're in the hardest part of that. I would say yes, if you are willing to change to a healer, it might be a good choice. But in general, you just have to try and ride with the people and explain how the mechanics work, and then you will slowly get there as well. You don't have to change your class, you just have to communicate and understand how the fights work, and then you will get there. But yeah, definitely healer can be a very solid pick, because oftentimes in tier 1 and tier 2 fractals you don't even have a healer with you, and in tier 3 it definitely is noticeable if you don't have a healer, because the damage pressure is ranking up. And you really want to make sure that your party is not dying left and right if 5 DPS in the group. But more on that when I will get to this part in my journey as well. Because it's obviously something that I will notice at some point as well when I want to get into fractals, which is one of the best gold farms. So I will definitely want to get that done. Always nice. Yeah, have a good day as well. Always happy to answer questions. So don't be shy, just ask. Should I do the story with multiple characters? I would not recommend so. I think you do the story once and enjoy it on this first character, and then there is almost no reason to come back to the story. It's really like story in Guild Wars 2 is a one-time thing. You can go back to get some achievements or something, but I think replaying the story on a different character, do that only if you really enjoy it. It's really not necessary. There is not anything that you will get from that. It's really like, do it for the achievements maybe, if you did miss some. But in general, I would say story is an experience that you do one time. I really think so. Yeah. Best way to farm solo, it's not fractals. Yeah, that might be true. But solo farming in Guild Wars 2 is like, the best way to farm solo is probably going for fishing. Like fishing in Guild Wars 2 is very lucrative and very easy. Might not be that what you enjoy because you don't engage with the combat, but it's really good. It reaches 40 to 50 gold per hour, just 24/7. You can stop whenever you want. You can come back whenever you want. It's very, very lucrative. So definitely something that I would recommend if you want to play really alone without any other players. Fishing is probably the way to go. It's really, really good. Definitely. The story is something that I would always say, okay, do it once and then don't do it again, because it's a lot of time investment and you don't want to waste your time on stuff that is not really necessary if you don't enjoy it that much, that is. So don't do it twice, I would say. Yeah, the story key rewards are worth it, yes, but this is really like, the thing is, you get a Blackline chest key when you reach level 10 story and do it, and you get it again one time after that as well. Yes, but it is not something that I would say is something that you would farm, because they are weekly gated. You can't get them like infinitely every week. You have to really wait for that to come back. So I would say don't like stress too much that this is possible, because you will, I personally would use a different character for that you always delete then. That's what I would do. But so now I got a little bit lost. Okay, I'm on the wrong track. Okay. Yeah, but that's what I would say is the way to do it. Just do it one character, get a level 10 story instance if you want to get it, and then you get a key. Don't like overestimate a key. A key is worth 45 gold, yes, but you can't sell it. So the key in the long run might be giving you gold, yes, but getting those like 45 gold that you spent there is probably not realistic, or that you would have spent if you bought it on the gem store. So I would say yes, story instances can give you decent rewards, but only once a week for the level 10 stories. So not generally all story, just specific story instances. Yeah. Can you unlock Warclaw and Blighter by entering World vs. World to have more convenience right now? Yeah, I know that, but I don't want to. I mean, the thing is, it is not really required. And I think, to be honest, it feels like some kind of cheat to me. That's why I don't do it. I think that's a tip that you can get, and I think, yeah, gliding can help you to not die in stupid situations, but it feels really like some kind of cheat to me to get this. So I would rather experience the game as it is meant to be experienced, and that's why I'm not doing it. That's just my take here. I can understand if you want to do that, you can do that. I just think it's not really necessary, especially because the Warclaw doesn't have any masteries with it, so it's like almost exactly the same as it is for the Raptor here. And no, I'm full. Okay, I guess I have to empty my inventory here as soon as possible. Okay, we have to delete some stuff. This we don't need anymore. This we can sell now, that's very good. What can we sell as well? This doesn't have any good value. We can sell this, I guess. And the rest we can't really sell, that's a little bit too bad. So I guess we salvage some stuff. And we also don't have a salvage kit. Oh no, that's not looking good. We have to get to a vendor very soon. But we're almost done with this map, and then we can go back to another map and get to a vendor, I guess. Are the Prime subs worth to streamers? Yeah, definitely. For me, any support that you can provide to me is worth it, but of course it's not necessary. You know, just watching my channel is good enough. But if you want to support me, a Prime sub is better than no sub. Just definitely. It's not like huge amount of money that I get from that, but it's definitely good enough. So hope that answers your question. I'm always happy to get any support. Yeah, it's a loophole with this glider thing, and I don't really want to promote it in that regard, because for me, I want to experience the game as it's meant to be experienced on a new account. I don't want to like make it like new players say, oh, you have to do this to get the glider early and stuff. I don't know. It feels like a little bit wrong to promote this. Of course, it's completely fine if you want to do it. I'm just saying I don't really care too much. It's not that important to me. If I were go-to for healer, would you recommend Scourge or Druid? I think Scourge is way better than Druid in Fractals. Druid is a very good healer in raids and strike missions, but as soon as you are playing in a Fractal, I think Scourge is way better than Druid. It just has more, like the utility that you need for Fractals is way more existing and easily accessible on a Scourge. I would really say so. Slowly we are getting there. I started a new account too, had to sold my old one. I'm having so much fun starting again. Very good. Yeah, that's very nice. I think the experience of getting into... Ooh, there is a event here. Don't kill me. I just want to get through, please. Oh, I can't get... I have to get this event done. Okay, interesting. Yeah, then we have to kill those guys, I guess. But yeah, I think the experience of going from scratch again is actually a quite fun one. Ooh, that's actually quite annoying. There are a lot of enemies here. I'm not sure if I can survive this. That's too bad. Can I rally from this guy at least? Yes, I can. Okay. A little bit annoying to get this now. this event that I can't get through to the hero point there. But what can you do? What can you do? I'm also like, core Mesmer leveling is one of the, I wouldn't say hardest classes, but it's one of the worst classes to level with because it just lacks a little bit of like flexibility. It has good damage, but it doesn't have like good utility skills other than blink for leveling mostly. And you have no other support, you have no defensive skills, so it can be quite challenging. It's quite squishy, but definitely I will show this works quite well. We did it, very good. I never crafted a single legendary gear, and I assume it would be nice to have first a trinket. Is it right to do? Yeah, sure. I mean, if you, I think it's actually one of the best ways to start your legendary acquiring journey is getting gear. Yeah, and especially trinkets are really, really good because those are useful on all characters. So there is, I think one of the best ways to start is the amulet. You can get a free legendary amulet by getting some like achievements in the game. So I would recommend to try that out. And follow the, how is it called? Return to achievements, follow those, and you go through different maps in the living worlds, and you get a free legendary. That's really good. Can highly recommend to doing that. Okay, we're almost done. Just a few more quests, I guess, on this map. And looking good, looking good. Yeah, coalescence can also be good. Of course, there are a lot of different ones that you can go for. There are so many things that you could go for, and the cool part is you can go for all of them at once. You know, you can do the achievements that you need to do those, and just choose later when you need some gold to spend which one you want to craft first. But you can go and hunt multiple achievements all at once. Yeah, that's what I always recommend. Wait, what is sharper than the wolf with teeth? The wit. Very good. And so now we just need 6 more quests. That's actually quite painful. So many quests left. Okay, where are they? So again, a tip that I always recommend: if you're missing a quest, you can just hover over the map quest task icon, and it will highlight the quest that you see and that you have not completed yet. So here I know, okay, there is a quest that I need to do, and again, kill some centaurs, I guess. Yeah, I think ascended trinkets are actually cheaper to get than you might expect. So I think a lot of people choose to go for armor first. I think getting the armor is actually one of the like overall best values that you can get. But you should always choose what is the best way for you. So if you don't want to engage with getting ascended trinkets all the time, it can be very worthwhile to get ascended trinkets, legendary trinkets that is. And if you are someone that actually don't mind crafting or getting legendary the ascended trinkets all the time, then it's probably the smartest way to go for armor instead. Yeah. Finished the amulet last week. Really fun content as well in my experience. I missed it already to have to grind it. Yeah, I think it's actually a really cool idea. It was one of the smartest things that ArenaNet ever did, I would say, to revive old content. Just give a free legendary for completing all of it. It's just such a smart move. It's crazy. And it was very fun for almost everyone back then as well, because it came out every single week and we had just huge influx of players into those maps. Even like veterans like me went back to maps that we never went back before. So it's really cool. Such a smart move. Nice, we got some kills here. And a few more. Yeah, it's quite a grind, that much is for sure, but I think it's a fun grind because you get a free legendary for that. So it's like one of the most like worth it grinds in the entire game because you don't have to spend a single gold on that. You just get some more loot from that. It's just a very, very worthwhile thing to get, I would say, or to do. Yeah, it's also, back then it was really nice to experience the maps again, because if it's your first time experiencing those maps, it's actually really fun. But even if you return to them after like 5 years of not playing them, some of the maps are actually quite beautiful to come back. And if there's a reason to come back, it's even better. Yeah, I definitely see that. Is it possible that in 2 months that spec there are currently low DPS can be high DPS in like 2 months? For sure. That is definitely the case. But the thing is, even DPS specs that have like currently, so to say, bad DPS are still completely fine playable. You know, Guild Wars 2's balance is always about, there are some specs that have very high DPS numbers at some point, yeah, but other specs are just also completely fine as well. So don't forget that Guild Wars 2's combat and how is it called? Guild Wars 2 balancing in terms of DPS is like all classes that are playable as a DPS build will always stay playable as a DPS build. There is not a single class that you would say, okay, this is completely trash now, you can't play that anymore. This is really like, they always try to balance it in a way that you can use the class even after the nerfs to it came through. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. It's really like Guild Wars 2, if you have a DPS build like DPS Virtuoso or something, it will always be viable. Always. It's always a viable build. Do you have any recommendations on how to stop Berserker running off platforms with Great Soul Skill 5? Happens to me all the time. So you can weapon swap to cancel your dash. That can help. And if you retarget, so there is an option that, where is it? Allow skill retargeting. Where is it? Don't kill me. Skill retargeting, where is it? Somewhere. I will find it. There, allow skill retargeting. This option makes you so that if you cast something, I would always recommend casting this. If you cast something on this ramp and I cast something and I can showcase it, for example, with the spatial search here. This is an attack that has a slow cast time, and this is like casting on the ramp. And if I now swap from the ramp casting, maybe let's move a little bit like this, to this guy or to this guy and swap to this, you see the attack swaps the target, yeah. And this is the same for the warrior's attack or for the rush attack, yeah. So that can also be to retarget. Hope that makes sense. The explanation here. So I wanted to get the quest. Where is the quest? Yeah, it is. What do you think of the new Gale Shot class? I think it will be really fun. I tried it in the beta event. It was amazing. And I think it will be having a high skill ceiling while being very fun to get into. I think it's a perfect mix. I think it's amazing. It will probably be my favorite spec for now to play. When the expansion drops, it will be really fun. So good choice. Yeah, I think it's a really good one. But we will see. We will see if the balancing is like, if it stays like that or if they changed some stuff, but I expect it to be somewhat similar for sure. I don't remember. I think I played some in Path of Exile. I'm not completely sure what I played when it launched. I played it a bit, but it was not for me. It's a game that I don't enjoy that much. I think Path of Exile 1 is way more fun to me. It's just, I like fast-paced gameplay, and then Path of Exile 2, it's a little bit too slow. That's why I don't play it. I can't remember what I played back then. I really don't. I think it was a witch or something. So, we are slowly getting there, some more. But I think we have to be careful. Yeah, my inventory is again very full. Not good, not good. So you can also always destroy the soulbound without any like copper amount. You can easily destroy all of the items because those are for sure like this one. You can't sell them. You can't get anything from that. You can just get some quest progression, and if you know the quest is already done, then it's completely fine. And you can destroy them. Just if you want to clean up some inventory space, this can be worthwhile to do. Welcome you, welcome, welcome. You've become one of my favorite content creators for Guild Wars 2. The content you put out is top notch. I hope you're doing well. Very nice. Glad to hear that. Yes, I'm doing very well. I'm enjoying the stream right now. And thanks for joining. Thanks for the kind words. Really appreciate it. More to come, don't worry. And I can tell you I have some really spicy content coming up in the next weeks on my YouTube channel as well. So stay tuned for that if you are. I can tease you a bit. It's a tier list. It will be a really cool tier list. And if you're a tier list enjoyer, I just like to make tier lists all the time. So what can I say? A lot of cool content coming up, at least in my opinion. And I also like the 0 to Hero challenge, to be honest. It's a fun challenge because it really brings back some old memories, and I can explain some more stuff to new players while also showcasing it. I think it's definitely a cool concept. So more of that to come in my streams, of course, as well. Until the expansion, maybe even after the expansion on a new challenge other than the legendary. We will see. Hopefully I can get the legendary before then as well. That would be my goal, of course. I'm on an A, but I've always wanted to check out EU. Would be cool to do some raids or strikes. Yes, I will definitely, when the expansion drops, swap with my main account to NA at some point as well to just showcase how like fun NA can be as well, and what we maybe do some raid trainings there. And we will definitely do that. But right now I'm doing the 0 to Hero challenge, and of course this is something that takes a little bit longer. And until the expansion drops, I will probably not do that and swapping to NA, but after that I will do definitely some raid trainings, yeah. But you can see this is like what I'm mostly doing on those streams right now, is like explaining stuff while also doing the 0 to Hero challenge. So until the expansion drops, nothing else on stream. But after that, definitely some raid trainings as well. For sure. Okay. We have to destroy some Ice Brood again. Very good. Yeah, if you have any questions, if you're a new player, veteran, whatever, just let me know. And any feedback is also very much appreciated, so that we can have some fun and I can explain some stuff here while doing the map exploration, which is not always the most exciting thing. But it's also not too bad. I think this is one of the maps that is actually quite fun to explore. Yeah, there will be one, I still have not done my most horrible hard that I've ever imagined, which is the stealth hard in one of the fire maps, of the char maps. So will be one of the most painful hards, but for now I'm happy to get some, just killing some mobs parts. Those are not too bad. When is the new DLC released? End of October? Yes, it will be at 28th of October as far as I know, so you can always check in game. It's in 54 days. So when the Wizard's Vault part here ends, in 54 days it will release. So 28th of October. It's always on a Tuesday, and yeah, it's will be streamed, of course. A lot of people will be engaging with that. I'm very hyped up for the expansion and can't wait to get new elite specs, new content. Will be fun. But until then, I have my challenge, and hopefully I will succeed and get the legendary weapon before the expansion drops. So 54 more days. Not too bad, also not too good to actually get a legendary. It will take a while, and I will probably need every single day of those. I've noticed a lot of new players starting lately. I've been happy hanging around in the starter zones. I'm noticing a lot more players than normal. Good news for the population. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool that we get so many new players, and the influx is actually quite noticeable, I would say. It's also helping me a lot in like understanding, making new player content and stuff, because that's obviously I want to help the community there, and that's something that I actually really like doing. So definitely good times to start the game. If you haven't, be sure to try it. Yeah. And if you want to get some questions or answers rather, just ask here in the chat and we will try to answer it, for sure. Nice, we have an event here, that's really good. So I can just kill some mobs here and get the loot and the experience. While also, oh my god, it's burning me, that's mean, why? Okay. I did that char stealth hard yesterday. It wasn't that bad, kept getting caught, but it done it like in 10 minutes. Yeah, but if you want to get like the legendary before the expansion drops, you know, stuff like that, getting one hard and doing it for 10 minutes feels a little bit painful. But yes, of course, you're right. It's not too bad. It's like there are way worse things to do in the game or in general, like in life, than this hard. But for me, someone that actually doesn't really like this stealthy play style to begin with, and then it's also quite painfully slow if you are failing consistently. Yeah, there are better things, better hards to do, for sure. Oh no, I have to clean my inventory. Oh no. Not good. It's always full. Always full inventory. I guess I can sell those. Oh, the burning is killing me. Okay. A lot of streamers picked up this game recently. I got included by that as well. Perfect, that's what we want. More people joining, especially if they see some other streamer playing it and then they think, oh, that looks quite good, and play it. That's perfect, that's really good, I like that. That's the best marketing in my opinion. So hopefully we continue with this, so to say, hype. And I think ArenaNet is also noticing it, so that's really cool. And I think we hope to continue like that for the expansion as well, because the expansion, of course, if it's a good expansion, it would be even better. But I think getting the expansion hyped up is one of the best things to have happened for the game. And now probably also getting more new players, because of the expansion coming out very soon. It's really cool. That's what we want, you know. You can see the game is very much alive. Very much alive. No, it failed. That's okay. We were here anyway just for the experience and the hard progress. Okay, one more heart. One more heart here. Just put somewhere safe first. Sadly, my friends will never play this because they think it's an old game and it's a bad game. Yeah, that's a sad, like a lot of people think like that, but I think personally they are the best MMOs nowadays feel like are quite old. That's the sad truth. And it doesn't matter, you have a lot of content in old games, so I personally think it's not too bad. But if you don't like to play old games, sure, then you can't change that. Guild Wars 2 will never be new again. That's just not how it works. Yeah. Okay, so what do we need to do? We just have to kill some Growl. That's not too bad either. I've been trying to give back to the community recently. I made a character named the Bagrat, which travels between the 5 starter zones and setting up newbies with as many 15 slot decks. That's such a nice thing of you to do. That's really cool. I think that's one of the biggest things that new players struggle with is like keeping your inventory clean. You know, we see that I'm having the same problem here as well. So definitely like something that is helping new players, giving them new bag slots or more bag slots. That's really cool. That's a very nice, kind move of you. I like that. Okay. Getting some more kills and then we can finally clean up the inventory a bit and purchase more bags. That's the big goal here as well. You know, until yesterday or until today actually, I was like not allowed to use the trading post, you know, because my account was so new. And I had to be limited on the trading post usage, and that's obviously quite bad, but it makes sense. They want to like completely reduce spotting and stuff, so that's the whole idea there. But for me, as someone that wants to purchase some back slots from the trading post, that's painful. I can't do that until I reached like 7 days in. So yeah, I will do that today. That's the thing. Okay. We need some more things. I guess we can destroy some stuff here. And there's another crawl, and then we are done with this map, I think. Yes, very good. And we can go to a vendor, I guess. Please let me move. There's a vendor, actually. Very good. Don't have to move that far then. Okay, map completed. A few more to go. In the last week, I've done 1,300 bags. That's crazy. That's a lot of bags. Yeah, congrats. That's helping the community out a lot. That much is for sure. Okay, so I want to go to the vendor before I accept this. There he is, and then I can sell some chunk and I finally have a clean inventory again. So very important to do that regularly. Okay, I don't see it anymore. Where is it? Probably in there. No, not in here. There's the vendor. Ah, there it is. Okay. This is the vendor icon. I really have to get to this one and sell my chunk, and then I can enjoy it more. Look at this, you know, half of the inventory gone. Just sell all the chunk and you will be fine. Don't need that anyway. And I can purchase some salvage kits and salvage the stuff that I don't need. Very good. Now we're talking. And we don't need that. We don't need that. No, no, no. It's a staff, no. Okay. This is better than what I currently have equipped. So always equip the green stuff if you like the specific weapon. I like to go for greatsword, sword on this specific character. So that's why I'm using those. Is that also nice? Upgrade. Nice trident. Do I have a second underwater weapon? I have 2 tridents. That's obviously not that smart. Let's equip 1 spear. Very good. And yep, I think that's now all of that. And now we can just salvage all this stuff and clean the inventory like crazy. That's like insane how much more space we get. And then we can also purchase some more bags from the vendor. This is good. And then we go to the trading post in some kind of city. Get the trading post stuff and we can finally get some bags and some food as well. That's the good thing. Okay, so where's the trading post vendor? It's down here. So we have to go there and get some bags. That's very good. Yeah, exactly. You know, a lot of people play old stuff as well. And just like some people that say, oh, I only play new stuff, then of course Guild Wars 2 might not be the most exciting one. So I'm also currently getting those Lightborn skins because those Lightborn skins will give me the thing here, the Wizard's Vault collection. So that's what I'm ordering those as well. Now let's go for some inventory bags. You go for price as low as possible, and can I also set the bag size maybe 18? Oh, that's quite expensive. Maybe 16? No, 15. It's also rather expensive. Maybe let's go down to 12. Yeah, I guess 12 slot bags, they can be quite good. I need some buy ordering here. Let's do 4. Don't want to waste all my money on those, but it's definitely a worth it investment at some point. Let's get one of them directly, you know, just to have a little bit more space. And looks way better. This is my 8 slot bag, so I should probably destroy the 4 slot bag. Very good. And now it looks a little bit better. 58 inventory. That's better for sure. Okay, let's continue with the next map now after we completed this. Maybe first go to the bank and put some stuff in there, that we don't have to run around with stuff that we don't need to carry around. And that's looking good. And now we can go for the next map, which is the Essa Plateau. That's the next one. What inspired you to start a new account? So a lot of people were always asking me for if I would do a 0 to Hero challenge to teach them how to play the game, how it looks like when a veteran plays the game. And definitely that was my main motivation, that people were intrigued by the idea of me trying a new account. And I actually didn't have a problem with that. I think it was actually a fun idea. So it starts here. Okay, so I guess I will just move there. But yeah, that was the main reason why I started. But I actually really like to have a goal to do in Guild Wars 2, and that's definitely a really cool goal to set yourself as some kind of challenge. How fast can I complete the map? How fast can I get the new account to a legendary? Stuff like that. I actually enjoy that. That's the whole reason, I would say. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. It's very nice of you to help out new players. I like that. That's really cool. Really cool. Yeah, you can salvage everything. That's all completely fine as well. I just, as a new character, I slowly want to improve my gear as well, and getting some random gear drops that help you improve is always appreciated. You know, I don't want to die all the time. So that's why I think it's actually quite valuable for me to look over the items that I get and salvage them only if I don't need them, and equip stuff that I actually improving my gear. That's the whole thing there. But you don't have to do that. It's just my way of playing that. What's a good weapon combo to use on Catalyst? I would say you can use Hammer. I think Scepter Dagger is the best one though, I would say. It's very flexible, very nice range in there. Probably the safest bet, yeah. But Hammer is for sure a very fun one, because it's really fitting to Catalyst and the gameplay loop is very fun. But I definitely can understand if you don't like it. And I think Scepter is probably the safest bet in terms of damage and just utility, because you are also ranged. It's very flexible. You can play it power or Condi or mix between those. It's just very, very strong. But Hammer is a good choice as well. Yeah. Yeah, you also should get the 24 slot back. That's from the mail. That's true. Very good thing with the newsletter. So there are many cool things that you can get to get some backs. Yeah. I just want to slowly progress as a new player would as well, and not like overdo it all at once. But good point, good point. Get this heart done, very good. What can you buy for the Proof of Legends? So you can save them, and you can just go to a specific vendor. When you double click them, you see where those vendors are located, and then you can purchase some stuff some skins or some food that helps you get more loot or something. But it's really not like crazy. It's mostly skins or mostly things unique to that stuff. It's not, you don't waste them. You can just use them whenever you get them and go to the vendor and see what you like. It's really like personal preference what you get there. I on my main account just save most of them because I don't have a use after getting all the skins, but might be different for you. Here we go. Very nice. Wait, we are off track. We are off track. Okay. Have to stay on track, otherwise I will miss some POIs or something. Very good. What's the name of the program of the lines? It's called a Blish Hut, and in there the pathing module. It's a very cool module and lets you move around fast and follow the lines only, and then you get the map completion done. It's really good. Can recommend it. I have a guide about how to set it up on my YouTube channel. It's called Blish Hut, and there the pathing module. I also use it for my mouse cursor, and I also use it for this mount wheel. It can help you get around a little bit faster. Yeah. Which kind of ping do you mean? I'm not completely sure what you mean. Armor skin, food, banner, enhancement. Yes, there are a lot of cool things in there, but it's not like insane amount of like value. It's not. Just go there, talk to the vendor, see what you find interesting, and you will probably find enough of those proof of stuff items so that you can purchase everything that you want there. How many new players will have Blish? Not a lot, I would say. But you can actually get it. You know, it's not like you can get the map exploration without that. It's not like something that it's not required to complete the map. It's just helping me as a streamer to talk to you without having to focus all my attention to the game and getting all the, how's it called, all the hearts and all the POIs. Because it's way more entertaining, in my opinion, to watch a stream where the streamer is actually talking to you and answering questions than just someone that is always looking at the map and tries to figure out that stuff where it is. I think that's way more entertaining if I can answer some question meanwhile and just follow the road. For the legendary weapon, for crafting the Generation 1 legendary weapon, you need the map completion, yes. But only for this specific part of the legendary. So if you want to go for legendary armor, if you want to go for legendary other like trinkets or something, this is something that is not requiring you to get full world completion. So yes, some of them require, or the weapons, the Generation 1 weapons, if you want to craft them yourself, yes, they require that. But if you want to, for example, purchase it from a trading post, which you can also do from other players, then it's actually quite expensive, but you don't need to do the map exploration. So there are multiple ways to acquire those weapons. Yes. I did Scrapper in my new account inspired by your videos. Never looked to any other profession anymore. Perfect. That's very good. Yeah, Scrapper is a good choice. Scrapper is a very, very good choice for sure. So let's kill this guy. Ah, your ping. Yes, my ping is here. You know, you see it here at the bottom. Also the arc DPS, but my ping is like 35 when I'm streaming, 25, something like that. Yeah. So it's not too bad, but also not the best. It's okay. Yeah. It also depends, of course, what else is currently going on in the house. So sometimes it's lower. So 20 is typically what I get if everything is usual. Yeah. 280 ping. Ooh, that's obviously quite a lot of input lag. Yeah. I mean, if you have that consistently, maybe you can live with it. But if it's spiking and going back and spiking, that's not that good. So I feel you. Not the best thing. Yeah. What's the easiest, fastest way to get full ascended gear? The Wizard's Vault. Like, Wizard's Vault gives you 3 armor pieces and 1 weapon piece each season. So if you are on the verge of a new season, like we are almost there in like 1.5 months, you can get a full set of weapons and stuff. So yeah, definitely decent. Just watering the weeds here, or no, not the weeds, the normal things. Very good. And get very nice quest progress here. But yeah, I think I have a full guide on my YouTube channel about what kind of ascended gear is worth it to get and what is the best one to get at the beginning and stuff. So yeah, I would say just follow my guide on YouTube. I have a very, very detailed guide what you should get first, or where you can get very easy ascended gear from strike missions, from raids, from fractals and stuff. And you should just follow this. It's very, very, very detailed and gives you all the information very concisely. But Wizards World is the easiest way. Yes, that is the short answer. Quick question, do you think you can roam in World vs. World successfully with only exotic gear? Yes, you can. Of course, you need to have higher skill than someone that has ascended gear, but it's definitely doable. Yeah, definitely. In competitive modes in Guild Wars 2, it's way more important to have the skill and the understanding of how to play your class than to have the perfect gear. It's really the case. Yes, you might lose some matches where you are somewhat equal in skill level. Yes, of course, because then the stats matter. But for most people, it's actually not mattering. It's really the skill that is the more important part. It's really the case, yeah. Okay, now we get shot to this new tower. Very good. Let's go in. We want to have a stun break for that one, so you don't have to lie there on the ground for 10 minutes. And then we go. Very good. I don't want to chill, but for me, exit let helps a lot. Yeah, maybe someone has more experience with that. I don't need that. So, but the thing is also, if you are on a different continent, that is also somewhat hard sometimes. And there are no servers for Guild Wars 2 on Australia, as far as I know. So you always have rather bad connection. That's sadly the case. But maybe someone knows if that helps, some third-party tool. Maybe. Just wanted to say thank you. That's very nice of you. Yeah, always happy to help. Don't worry. And it's nice to get some kind appreciative words back. So really appreciate this as well. Thanks a lot. Okay, so here this is very fun. We drop down in the well. It's really good. I like it. Does LLA share limit of 1 MC across different maps? I'm not sure. I actually don't know the answer to that. I'm not sure. Yeah, of course. I'm saying if you're at the border of the Wizards World, if you're playing Wizards World, one day before the expansion drops, purchase all the Ascended gear, that's the easiest way to get them. I'm not saying that's the fastest way, it's the easiest way. This is very important distinction here. But yeah, of course you're right. There are other things that are way, so to say, faster to get, but you need to do other things, yeah, not only the Wizards World. Okay, let's go and kill some ghosts here, I guess. But yeah, I would say strike missions, fractals, raids, PvP, World vs. World, there are so many events to get them legendary, or not legendary, ascended gear very consistently, because you just farm the currency and get the ascended gear then, and that's very fast to get those for sure. But there are others, yeah. Like I said, watch the video. I have a very concise overview of all of them and give my recommendation what you should get, what you shouldn't get. That's very helpful. It's on my YouTube channel, just Ascended Gear Guide, you will find it. I've been seeing a lot of people saying Guardian is one of the easiest classes and recommended for beginners. So I would say Guardian is still one of ArenaNet's favorite childs, yes. Is it the only one? No. The Mesmer is really good, Guardian is really good, but you should choose the class that you enjoy. That's a very big thing that I want to mention here in the beginning as well. Other than that, Guardian is a rather safe class because it has very good utility skills, very good defenses. It's somewhat easy, yes, but there are a lot of other classes that have somewhat decent like that. I think all classes can be easy. It depends a bit on your playstyle, which you will enjoy. I think Guardian is definitely in the top choices, but not the only one. And it's definitely a very, very strong pick in level 80 content as well. So definitely a good choice, and a lot of people will recommend it, and it's for sure correct to do so. Needing to get into World vs. World for Conflux and Gift of Battle. Any advice at what class? What has the easiest time? So if you want to go into Zerg, I would recommend going for Guardian or going for something that has a lot of AoE, maybe some defenses in the kit as well. But if you want to go for roaming, play any build that you enjoy and try to find any elite spec and find a build that is actually suitable for it. I have a lot of guides on my YouTube channel about roaming, about how is it called? Things as well about Zerg builds, what help you in 50 versus 50 content and stuff like that. But yeah, I would recommend just looking up a guide on the web and trying to find something that is actually feasible to your class and your playstyle, and then you should actually have a decent time there. Okay, we have to activate the other marker module now, because we can here see what we have to do for this kid, for this cow to make it happy. Okay, bow. Okay, and button. There we go, and cheer. Very good. Then we have to water the cows. Very good. That's what we easily can do. It's a fun quest. It's actually one of the more fun quests where you have to interact with NPCs, because you actually have to use some emotes. I think I like that. Or clean them because they are stinky. That's good. That's a fun quest, and then we will get to that back later and continue the trail for now. Yeah, but no other recommendations there, sadly, for getting into World vs. World. The cool part is most of the stuff you get passively, so you don't have to win. You just play whatever you like, what you enjoy, and you will get passive rewards, like for each tick. That's how World vs. World works after all. Is it Friday already? I think it's Thursday. I'm a little bit confused, Machiwara. I think it's Thursday where I'm living. So yeah, I have vacation today. That's why I'm streaming. Yeah. Welcome, welcome. Dragon Hunter feels bad to play solo because no quickness. Yeah, I think Dragon Hunter might not be the best solo build, but you can make it work. I actually have a solo build on my YouTube channel as well. That is surprisingly fun as well. But yeah, if you don't want to have a build that doesn't have any quickness, then sure, go for a different build. Yeah, Dragon Hunter might not be the top choice then. I don't know. I mean, I actually think Guardian has a lot of options, but yeah, not every class needs to be for you. So if you're not enjoying Guardian, sure, go for a different class. So I think that's the most important part. You should not listen to a content creator say, play this. Play the class that you actually enjoy. That's way more important than anything else. It's really like, if you enjoy a class, there will be a build that is good with it. Like multiple builds even. It's really like, stuff like that is very, very important. So wait, I have to actually show all the NPC names. That's very helpful. I missed that setting. Okay, very good. So I can see the bottomless people. Very good. And just give them all the meat that is here. Very good. Yes, that works on all expansion maps as well. If you have the module, if the module is up to date, yes, you can use that for expansion maps. You can use that for core maps. You can use that for achievements, for festivals, whatever. This is a very, very like broad module that helps you in a lot of content. That is really cool. That's why I have it installed, because it's just very flexible when you can use it, not only for specific world map completion or something. Yeah. The marker pack, I'm using currently the Taggets one because it has a barefoot option, but the one that I was using for the heart is this one, this trail. This is really good. I like that on my main account where I have all the mounts and all the tools to actually use. But I don't have that here, so I have to use a barefoot mount that is a little bit slower, which is the Taggets one, but definitely still worth like using. All of them are quite good, I would say. Whatever you find the most suitable for your playstyle, I would say. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Hope you're enjoying the day so far as well, and hopefully the stream. Yeah, full circle is always very aggressive, but sometimes you can, of course, also have problems surviving with that. So you might want to be better off going for some Marauder or Demolisher pieces in there. But I can understand if you don't want to do that and go for full Berserker, because in PvE full Berserker is always the way to go. Nowadays we also have some other things that use actually dragon stats, because we don't need that much precision anymore with the power creep. But definitely depends on the build. Let me know what kind of build or class you want to play, and I can give you some more advice. But if you have any other questions, just let me know and we can talk about it. So there are two more things to talk or to give to this guy here, and then we slowly get this quest done as well. I think there's another way to complete this quest that is a little bit faster, but I can't remember it from the top of my head, so I will just do this and always give the same guys the same food or drinks. That's okay. And Is Scrapper or Holo better? It depends on the content you're doing or what you want to achieve. I would say if you're playing Fractals, Power DPS Scrapper is better. If you're playing like in competitive modes, Holo is better. But in PvE, I think Scrapper pulls a little bit ahead. Like a little bit. Forgot that I don't have gliding. Oh my god. You could see that in my jumping, I guess. Like jumping like without having the thing on there, and then there we go, we did it. So just don't drop now, and we have the Vista here as well. And there we go. Is grid power creek, or the fact that Dragon's Gear is semi-decent? I would say the thing is, the power creep there is that nowadays it is expected for a class to reach full crit chance in PvE, like 100% crit chance with Fury, by running full Berserker gear. Previously in the past, you had to have very high commitment to say, okay, I need to have some Assassin's pieces in there. I need to have like maybe a specific banner on Warrior equipped to reach that. And nowadays it's more like, okay, full Berserker is standard. If you have full Berserker, you have 100% crit chance in PvE. That's because of the traits. That's because of like how power creep works with some classes. I think that's okay. But then you have some classes like Thief or Guardian, specific builds with Radiance, where you have like insane amount of crit chance in the traits, like crazy, like 60%, even higher than that, where you then can say, okay, there is no need to get to 100% crit rate by using only Berserker gear. I can invest into some ferocity and going for dragon stats, which is cool in a design perspective, yes, but it's a power creep. It's another layer of power creep. That much is for sure. Using more defensive stats in a full aggressive build while also getting more aggressive stats, it's just insane. Like builds that have full dragon pieces have more vitality and more damage than if they would go for full Berserker. That's just power creep in my opinion. It's not bad. I want to have different gear stats being used, but this is just power creep. Yeah, but that's just the nature of it. Yeah, I'm almost level 60. It's going rather decently fast, but like I said, the leveling is actually not my main focus right now. I'm mostly focused on getting the map exploration done, because that's something that I need anyway. Yeah. So we are currently at 49%. We're slowly getting there. 4% today already. And let's hydrate for a sec. And yeah, let's continue. Let's see how it goes. Thanks, by the way, Morva. Really appreciate the Prime. Didn't see it earlier. Thanks a lot for the sub. Thanks a lot. Was too engaged in the conversation to see it. Thanks a lot. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Power creep is like a definition in games that over the course of the time of the existence of a game, that specific builds, classes and stuff get better because the balancing is always doing a job of making stuff better than it was before, so that people play it typically, and it just improves the output of damage, the output of healing that a specific class, a specific build, whatever has, and therefore makes the content easier. Like the same content gets easier over time because the level of like efficiency a specific class has is increasing. And that's like generally true with all games, I would say. And it's very true for Guild Wars 2 as well. Even though we don't have better gear coming, it still is somewhat like easy to say that power, or easy to see rather, that the power level is increasing like crazy. Previously, when we had a healer, it was healing and it was applying one boon or something. Now it's like you have a healer that heals quite crazy and has a permanent 11 boon output or something like that. Yes, that actually exists. That's crazy. So yeah, Guild Wars 2 has some power creep for sure. That's the thing here. Can you showcase a Spectre PvP build? You mentioned Spectre is one of the better classes in PvP. So the Spectre build in PvP is like you run Carrion Amulet, you run either Demon Queen Relic, and you run the Lynx Rune or something like that, or you run Blightbringer Relic. I have a guide on my YouTube channel, you can just check it out. It's in, if you scroll down in the YouTube description, there is a link to all my builds, like a spreadsheet, and in there is also the build mentioned for the Spectre. You can just go there and watch it there, or just search on my YouTube channel for Spectre and you will find the guide there for PvP. Yeah, it's a very fun build. It's very strong right now in ranked, so be sure to give it a try. Scrapper also uses many dragon pieces. Exactly. Scrapper is another good example why it's so crazy to have. And on Scrapper it's even better because Vitality improves how much barrier you can get. So it makes it even tankier because you can get so much barrier on Scrapper anyway. It's actually very, very strong on Scrapper. Scrapper, Deadeye, all the Thief builds actually, or Power Thief builds that is, Guardian, those are like the top contenders of being like big Dragon Piece users. But they will be coming more with the expansion, I can tell you that. Yeah. No, I don't want to spend any money on this account other than purchasing the expansion. I think that's like really important to showcase that you can get every single thing in the game if you just have bought the expansions, and that's about it. Like everything else is focused around trying to just having fun, getting better at the game. Yeah, and completing your goals. This guy is like permanent invulnerable. Okay. Very good. No, I think I always want to mention this. Guild Wars 2 is very like free-to-play friendly in that regard. I really think so. Like you don't have to engage with Guild Wars 2's like microtransactions ever if you don't want to. It's like so free-to-play friendly. You just purchase the expansion once and that's it. It's like really, really free-to-play friendly. But you have to consider, of course, that some skins in the gem store are not acquirable through any other means than the gem store. So some people don't like this concept. I personally don't mind that because I can still convert gold into gems, which is the premium currency in Guild Wars 2, and still can get the items there as well. So I someone that likes to farm the game and have some stuff going to get some more efficient farming going on, I don't mind that. But of course, if you don't like that, yeah, that happens to be the case in Guild Wars 2, sadly. Welcome, Kyler. Welcome. Nice to see you in the stream. So we're slowly getting there. Next completion here. So far, this map wasn't that bad either. The only thing I bought with money was TP to Friend Infinite and the Salvage Robot. Yeah, there are some things in the gem store like those that are really, really good. But again, even if you don't want to spend real money, you can get those. That's the cool part. Every single item in the gem store, with the exception of the expansions itself, are available with in-game gold. You can just get them with in-game gold. So that's an amazing like thing to say, and that's why I think Guild Wars 2 is so free-to-play friendly. You just purchase the expansion that you want once. After that, you never have to spend any money on the game again. That's like very, very like convenient. I would really say that. Welcome, KO. Welcome. What are the first things you're going to get from Gemster once you have the gold? Maybe some Infinite Salvage Kit. Maybe some Living World Season to farm some Ascended Trinkets. I think those are very high on top of the list. But we will see. First, I will get level 80 and see what happens then. And other than that, I'm not sure. Those two are probably my most exciting things, like getting like maybe more equipment templates, maybe, but I'm not so sure. Once after the other, you know. My goal is after all to get a legendary, and if I spend all my gold on stuff that is like good, but not like progressing me towards the legendary, then I have to be a little bit careful what I actually want to get and what is like better getting later and saving the money for the legendary. That's what I currently consider, I would say. No, I actually did not spend a lot of money in Guild Wars 2. I purchased the expansion and that's about it. It's really like I don't spend real money on Guild Wars 2. I rather farm it in game, like gold itself. I'm not a big like whale in Guild Wars 2, not at all, I would say. Even on my main account, I really farmed a lot of gold there, like with my own time, and I can understand why people spend some money. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not someone that really needs that. Thanks, Buffino. Thanks a lot for the sub. Really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Hope you're enjoying the stream, you all. 10 more levels to go for level 80. Very good. Good job. You're almost there. Okay, so we have to turn in those water kits. Okay. Yeah, this quest is also not the most exciting one. Pressing F and then going to the heart person and saying, "Here you are." That's also not the most exciting quest. But okay, we're getting there. How much are we? 55% on this map. Not bad, not bad. And pressing F. Maybe we can also kill those guys. Maybe that helps. Yes, it does. Very good. Okay. Yeah, the copper fetch salvage kit, the infinite one, is amazing. It's really good convenience. There are so many good ones like this. Even the rune crafters is also amazing. So they are just like any of those infinite salvage kits on the gem store is amazing to get just for the quality of life of having that. But I'm not sure if I will go for it right now because of course gems is an investment and it costs a little bit of gold, and this gold could be easily spent on the legendary as well. And like I said, I have 54 days left. So maybe I have to say, okay, this is something that I can't afford right now to spend my well-earned money in there. Yeah. Because right now I have like 6.9 gold. That's not that much. It needs some more gold than that for the legendary. Yeah, the gathering tools can also be amazing. Of course, if you play an account and gather a lot, that can be very good. And it's very convenient as well. There are so many good things to get, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah. With pathing pack are you using? I'm using currently the tickets one. But for the quest, I always would recommend, if you have all the mounts ensemble, I would use the Thieves one. That's the best one. It's very fast. But I don't have all my mounts, so I can't use all of the I don't know how it's called, the tools that this marker pack would use. So that's obviously not working for me then. So I'm using the barefoot version of this tickets one. Yeah, it's very chill to watch. The core game is very relaxing. It's very laid back. It's very fun in terms of the looks. You see so many different maps. It's really big, I would say, for like core maps. It's actually a lot of stuff to explore. So definitely a cool thing. No, it wasn't enough. Okay, a little bit more. Maybe some things respawned. Oh, not that many. Not that many. Did you not buy the expansion bundle that includes all the Living World seasons? I think I did. I have to double check, but I did not. I'm pretty sure I did. Otherwise, I have to purchase it with the gems in the game. But I think I did. I think I did. Nice, we completed this. And let's now continue. Nice. Glad you think so, Buffino. Glad you think so. Always happy to hear some kind words. So thanks for that. And I will try to continue my content for sure. But if you have any improvements, any ideas how I can make my content even better, let me know. I'm always happy to do that as well. Constructive feedback is very appreciated on this channel. Yeah, the Thieves one is amazing. The Thieves one, the pathing module of Thieves is like really good. You will see that at some point when I go to some quests, because it tells you explicitly this is the fastest way to do the quest. It's so good. It's really crazy. Oh, this is a very tanky mob. That's crazy. The bull. Okay. Very good. And we can also get some more food activated again. Very good. And we can also, I think, get some more traits and stuff unlocked. And we are almost like, look at this. We are almost through with the core traits. And core skills unlocked already. That's quite nice. Not bad. I mean, we are almost level 60 as well, so not too shabby. I've been using your solo Bladestone build in open world. Very nice compromise between damage and survivability. Grateful for it. Perfect. Yeah, I think it was a very fun theory crafting for that one. It's a really cool idea of having some sustain while also being very tanky. It's really cool. I liked it a lot. So what do? I think we have to bring back some chickens for this one. Yeah. There we go. Also, there's a separatist. That's good. We can kill this guy. Also counts. Very good. Yeah, I really like that's about Fury crafting in Guild Wars 2, especially for solo builds. You can make so cool builds depending on the situation that you want to use them on. And the solo Bladezone build is another prime example of that. Like normally Bladezone is very aggressive, very like high damage output, but doesn't have any like sustain. But if you take a specific trait, if you change a little bit of the gear around, it gets very defensive as well. That's really cool. Like outlasting an extremely damaging field on a solo build is not easy, and you still have good damage. It's great. It's really cool. I like that. What are the first things you're doing once you hit level 80? So it depends a bit. If I'm done with the world completion, then I will do something else, of course. But I will continue the world exploration for sure. And other than that, I will guarantee play some fractals. That much is for sure as well. You know, fractals are amazing for gold farms, so I will try to unlock them as fast as possible. And what else do I want to get done? Probably the masteries, like auto-looting. I really want to get auto-looting. That's such an annoying thing to not have. I also want to get the gliding unlocked and maybe get some more mounts. But my main goal is, of course, getting gold. Yeah, and mounts are not something that is really strictly necessary to get gold, especially if I farm a lot of fractals or other stuff like strike missions where I can't use mounts anyway. So I think mounts are not the first thing that I want to get. It's probably really like auto-looting and completing the map and then going into fractals. That's probably the smartest way to do it for me. Yeah. In open world, I always go back to Rival Mech because it's so, easy. Yeah, Rival Mech is very strong. It's very, very easy to play, and it's surprisingly good for how easy to play it is. Sure. I think you will out-DPS a lot of people just by playing Rival Mech. So hopefully I have to concentrate here. I'm really bad at jumping puzzles, and this is a very long jumping puzzle to get to the Vista, so, or rather long one. So I have to be really careful here and don't fall down, otherwise I have to do it again. Not what you want. So level 59, very good, 59. Almost there, 21 levels to go. No. You see, I'm bad at jumping puzzles, I told you. It's painful, it's painful to watch. Failing jumping puzzles over and over. Took me so long to get most of the jumping puzzles in the game, so I'm quite happy to not have to do them all the time. I'm just really, really bad at this. Don't bring me in combat. No, they did. Okay. Okay. A little bit more. A little bit more. Leave me alone. Let me out of combat, please. Maybe I need some swiftness, but I don't have any swiftness on this build. No, no, no. Okay. Last step. That's the most painful one. If you fail here, you have to repeat the whole thing. Okay. Okay. Getting there. It's not even a Vista. It's a Vista and a hero challenge. No, there is this guy. Let's kill him. Very good. Yeah, and now we got it. Very good. Not that bad. Not that bad. You plan to do some World vs. World on this account? Maybe later. Not in the first season, so to say. The first season is really about getting the legendary weapon. And for that, I don't need to play a lot of World vs. World, just a little bit. So in the first season, not that much. A little bit, of course, to get the Gift of Battle going. Come on. But not too much. But for getting full legendary at some point, I will definitely go for Conflux. Makes sense. And then I need to play a lot of World vs. World for that. Yeah. But like I said, there will be more content coming in this specific run and like account progression. But in the beginning, getting legendary is the first goal before the expansion drops. And then we will play on my main account, of course, when the expansion comes out. I want to experience all that stuff there on the main account. But when the expansion content is mostly done and I'm like wanting to go back, then definitely this is a valid goal as well to go for all the legendary trinkets and stuff. But it will take a while. It will take a while. So we continue here. I'm a little bit indifferent. I don't mind German rap. I think there are some good ones, but not like generally like crazy into that. I think I like it to some extent, but I don't like listen to it exclusively. I hope that makes sense. I'm quite open in my music tastes, so that's one of the things that I would listen to, but also not like on like repeat. Yeah. What about daily strikes in Dragonstorm? Exactly. That will be something that I will doing every single day on this account, especially when I'm streaming, of course, as soon as I hit level 80, because this is definitely something that is very, very lucrative for gold income and very easy to get into. You know, you don't need any specific gear for that, which is obviously really, really good. And for a new player, you should always start with stuff that is easy to get into, because stuff that is hard to get into, like tier 4 fractals, because you need ascended gear for that, and infusions, is definitely not the easiest way to get in the specific thing. Okay, so this is a very fun one. I think you can now go there, and then you can... No, I have to train. I have to go to the train one. Where is it? There is a specific one where you can actually train the same one over and over. Where is it? I think, how does... Yeah, exactly. Now this, you always press, I think... How does it work? There is a specific trick. I have to read it again, how to do this very fast. I think you can press F over and over. Whenever it starts, you get the progress. Yeah, and then you talk to it again, and you get the progress again. Yeah, exactly. That's how it is. Whenever it starts its animation, you cancel the animation, talk to it again, and you get the progress for the quest. That's really fun. It's really cool. Stuff like that helps you so much with the quest progression. Like, I don't have to do the whole stuff over and over again. That's a really cool interaction for sure. You can also go and talk to multiple ones. Makes it a little bit faster anyway. And swap between those two. Helps with the quest progression for sure. There we go. We did it. Will you have to do Chalice of Tears for Aurora? Oh my god, yeah, that will be painful. I am really bad at jumping puzzles, as I just mentioned. And Chalice of Tears is like really a Chalice of Tears, you know? It's like, it's painful for me as someone that doesn't enjoy jumping puzzles. Oh yeah. Maybe that's a reason to not do Aurora on this account. We will see, we will see. Welcome, Heinrich, welcome, welcome. What do you think is the easiest PvP build for ranked for noob? Probably side-noting Tempest, you know, Bunker Tempest is really strong right now. It's just pressing a few buttons, it's actually really survivable, and you can do a lot of like win 101s that you should not be able to win and just outlast enemies. It's really, really good. Yeah. Probably that's the easiest PvP build I would recommend if you don't mind playing Elementalist, because some people say that's too much like buttons to press. I think it's still the easiest build. If you don't like that, what else could you play? You can play Core Guardian Support, that's also not too hard to play. Of course, it's a support build, so you're a little bit reliant on your allies. But other than that, yeah, I think those two are, or maybe Conduit Reaper is also not too bad, because you have a second health bar. So there are many builds, you should just choose one and stick with it and try to get better at it, and you will actually get a decent amount of wins as well. It's just how it works. Yeah, exactly. Sage Tempest. Yeah, Sage Tempest is very easy to get into. Yes, of course you can. It's argue that it is hard to master because you have so many skills to press, but it's so bunkery on the side now. It's you have so many dodges, so many conduit lenses, so much healing output. It's really annoying to fight against, and it might not be the best in like high-rated games, but if you are starting out, it's a very safe pick. Very, very good. Scourge, true. Scourge after the buffs to it is definitely, I always forget that Scourge is now a good pick. Scourge is very easy to play. It got a bit nerfed, it's still very strong. It is not the best carry build though, so if you want to win matches and get rating, then it might not be the best choice. But if you just want to play and don't be like a nuisance, then this is a really, really good one. I would say Scourge, good point. Bunker Scourge or Bunker Support Scourge with Staff and Dagger Warhorn. Yeah, good one. Yeah, good build for sure. And even after the nerf, still very, very easy to get into. Just tank the node. That's the whole thing. Get a lot of barrier, get a lot of healing. That's about it. So really, really strong choice there. But of course, you have to enjoy it. You know, I mean, if you want to be a bunker and have an easy time, sure, go for it. But if you want to carry the match or want to deal damage, then you might have to go for something different. So there's another trick with this one. Let's read how this one works. What's the best thing here? I can get 2, I think. Yeah, that was the main trick here. You can get 2 things, 2 procs from the same tree if you're fast. That's it. That's what I remember here. Okay. Slowly we're getting there. Will you do the Living World expansion content in order? So when I get to it, I will do it in order, but I will not necessarily do a lot of the expansion content before the new expansion drops, because I think there are a lot of things that you can do if you're a new player, that you have fun exploring for the first time, but it's not necessarily like needed to complete some, like get some gold and stuff. And for me, I will more engage with actually the core game, like fractals and stuff, than I will probably engage with Path of Fire, for example. Path of Fire, even though I purchased it, I will probably not get to that very fast in terms of content that Path of Fire delivered, because it's not really necessary. There is no real need for me to engage with this. If I want to farm some gold, I'll do Iceblood Saga Strike missions and stuff. I will do fractals, which are all quite easy to access, whereas Path of Fire, Heart of Thorns, the metas, yeah, I can get there. I will probably also get that in order to get all the hero points for my unlocks, but it's not strictly necessary. That's very interesting, that a lot of the instance content is actually not really necessarily locked behind all the expansions that you have to get the story done. So we will see that when we get there, but for now we will continue the leveling process, of course, and also complete hopefully the map rather soon, because obviously it takes a while. This is like, this is day 4 of my journey, and there will be probably 1, 2, 3 more days of map exploration, probably more, maybe 4 of streams here, and then we will go to endgame content. We are 50% through, so that's already looking quite good. But day 4, 50%, yeah, in total probably 8 days of this, maybe a little bit more. Some hearts and some stuff takes longer. The start is always a little bit faster. So yeah, 50% in, not bad. Level 59, sorry. So yeah. So your goal is to build wealth on the account? Yeah, my goal is on this specific run is that I will go for as much gold in the fastest time that I can get, so that I can get the legendary. Like, I'm starting from scratch, trying to level a character, try to explain stuff, while also getting enough gold to craft my own legendary before the expansion drops. That's the big goal here. And therefore I will not go for all the content that you might explore as a new player, just because it's not necessary to get the legendary. This is like the goal. And in the second season of this, when I go for other legendaries or go for more exploration of the account, more account progression, then I will go and do this. But in the beginning of this first season, so to say, definitely not my focus. Yeah. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, but if you have any questions, just let me know. And if you have any feedback, even better, let me know that as well. So if you, for example, I will also do a concise video editing about all of this journey and stuff. If you have any feedback regarding this, if you want to have longer episodes, more cuts, whatever, let me know that as well. That's always something that helps me, of course, to improve the content quality on my channel. Very nice. Kill some enemies. Do you already know which legendary? It will probably be Sunrise, yeah, because it's currently in the Wizards World Legendary Starter Kit, so it's very easy to get half of the legendary already from the starter kit, and that will probably be quite useful because all classes, except like a few, except like Elementalist, I think, can use Greatsword, and except Elementalist and Engineer can use Greatsword, so it's definitely a good choice if I want to play other characters and other builds as well. So yeah, I think that will be the choice. It's not the most exciting one, but it's a nice looking legendary anyway. So yeah, that's what I'm going for, I would say. Maybe I change my opinion. Maybe you have some better options, some things that you know that I might want to consider. So let me know. Won't using the Wizards World Legendary Kit make it extremely easy? Yes and no. For a new account, getting the Legendary Starter Kit makes it somewhat easy, but why wouldn't I use it? You know, just making it more difficult for no real reason. I think that's not a realistic thing to do, but for a new player, you would purchase the Legendary Starter Kit at some point as well. You know, it's just such a good thing. So why would you not do it? But I think you underestimate how much progress you can do in the first. Like, I need the map exploration, I need spirit shards, I need obsidian shards, all that stuff. I need actually a lot of stuff that is some kind of more progressed veteran you have very easily accessible. On a new account, you don't have that. So I actually think it's not as easy as it sounds, and I also still have to farm like 800 gold or something. That's still necessary, and farming 800 gold in 2 months from a new account is also not the easiest task. So I think it's a decent challenge. It's not the hardest one, but it's also like a fair challenge, I would say. Hope that makes sense. Imagine you do one Reaper and get the rare infusion. Yeah, that I was also mentioning in earlier. I opened one Blackline chest, yeah, that I got, or the Blackline chest key that I got from level 10 story. If I would have gotten the permanent bank access contract or something, I could just have bought the legendary and would have been done. Yeah. Could have, that would have been very funny, but it's definitely not what happened, and I will not get infusions. I'm very unlucky in this game, like very unlucky. On my main account, I never got anything like crazy, and I played a lot on the main account. I played a lot. Yeah, that's good. That's exactly what I want to hear. I want to be a nice person and help people out. And if you have any feedback, that's even better. So glad you think that's like worthwhile and people liked it about me. That's very good. Come on, there we go. We get it. Almost done with this quest, very good, and almost done with this map as well. I guess I take for granted I've done map exploration on many characters. Just to give exploration in the bank. Yeah, I did it a lot on my main account as well. But every time I do it, I said, this is the last time, you know, I don't need more than this. And then at some point, I still go back to it. So yeah. But I definitely think as a veteran, if you have like a lot of progress made through the game already, then you will not understand for a new player how some stuff is actually way more difficult to acquire. Like getting the spirit shards for me, for example. I need over 200 spirit shards. Currently I have 6. And I only got those from PvPing, yeah. And this will be way more challenging, for example, to get all of those than it will be to get the map exploration, stuff like that. So there is actually, or not challenging, but it will take longer than the map exploration does. So that is actually quite fun to understand that for a new player, some stuff is actually way more difficult to acquire than for someone that actually played the game for like hundreds of hours or thousands of hours even already. So yeah, definitely something that I find quite interesting, a different perspective for me as someone that has almost everything in the game. It's definitely helping to get a different perspective on that. So I think one more quest after this. Yes, very good. Level 60. Very good. So there's the last quest. There it is. Not bad. That was actually quite a fast one. We have to talk to the cows again. Yes. Always forget that we have to do the cows twice. And to see what kind of things I have to do. Emotes. And then we are done with this map. There we go. And then flatten it. And there we go. The Essa plateau done. Very good. And go to the next one. I think we will clean the inventory first a bit. Not too bad. We have a bit bigger inventory this time. And then we can clean it. And then we go to another one, which will be, I think, Lorna's Pass is in my mind what I want to do next. Do we have anything to equip here? That's good. That's good. Slowly improving my gear, as you can see here as well. Not bad. No. Okay, then we can salvage everything and have a nice and clean inventory again. What kind of rare stuff do we have? It's too low level anyway, very good. And very good, very good. That looks like a clean inventory again. Okay, let's go to Lona's Pass now. There's the entrance, I think it's here. Okay, let's catch up on chat. You can get a lot of spirit shards from doing Dragon's End meta with boosters on. Yeah, there are so many ways to get a lot of spirit shards. I know. Just saying, for a new player, for a new account, that might not be that accessible. And like End of Dragons metas, yes, sure, it's good gold farm and good spirit shards. We will go there at some point as well. And I think fractals are also quite decently valued in terms of like raw spirit shards that you get if you have a lot of boosters and stuff on, because you kill a lot of trash mobs, you have a lot of like experience things that you get there. But it's something to consider, you know. You might be a veteran that has like thousands of spirit shards lying around. For a new player, that is not that easy. Yeah, that is not that easy to get. You have to at some point accept that some stuff needs to be farmed. Oops, that's the wrong direction, but okay. Just curious, after all these years of playing, what finally pushed you to become a content creator, and only recently from a hardcore solo player? So that's an interesting question. Oh my god, I might die here. I just want to leave. Let me leave. Yeah, so I started playing the game, like a little bit of a history lesson here. I started playing the game in 2013, and I did not really play the game that much, but I started really playing the game way more in 2015, 2016, something like that. And then I had a lot of fun, yeah, and played a lot of tryhard content and stuff, and I did a lot of gold making, like there was some kind of trading post enthusiast and doing some spreadsheeting and stuff. That's why my main account has that much gold and high account value and stuff. And after a while, I did not have any goals anymore. Like in like 1 year, a little bit more than a year ago, I did not have that many goals in Guild Wars 2, but I still wanted to enjoy the game. And I thought, why not make some content about it and have some fun while like explaining that game to other people. And it turned out that content creation is a perfect way to do that. So I started that and wanted to have some fun, and then slowly grew to more of my main hobby than actually playing Guild Wars 2 is make content about it. Like on my main account, I play not that much anymore in terms of hours per week. I make way more content in terms of hours per week than I do play the game. That's actually a fun thing to consider. But yeah, that was like the main thing. I wanted to have some goals in the game and have some fun with it, while also being someone that still makes some interesting, maybe entertaining, hopefully, but also helpful stuff for the community. That was really the main thing. Okay, we have a lot of spiders here now. Very good. Actually, not as many. I thought there would be more here, but okay. Not bad, not bad. It's quite easy to get all the spider webs, spider spawn, and then we get the quest already. It's a good quest. There we go. Almost done. One more. Very nice. Perfect. I just checked. I'm Gift of Explorations and 70 spirit shards short on the Sunrise crafting. Also need to buy 250 gold worth of stuff from the TP. Not bad, I guess. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable point to be. Yeah, there will be. I will have more stuff on my to get list for sure. So not bad. And then you can either use it, the Sunrise, or you can sell it for get some quick profit as well. So that's really cool that you have so many easy options to get there. Oh, this is a really big map. Lona's Pass has 43 points of interest. So a lot of stuff to see here on this map. It also gives me a lot of progress on the world map completion. That's also not too bad then. Welcome, Arthur. Welcome, welcome. I've never been much of a legendary marker. I have 4,200 spirit shards. Yeah, I know when you play the game a lot and you don't engage with content that needs a lot of spirit shards, you can have a lot of them. But some people are really craving for them, even if they are like some veterans. Yeah. So I personally have on my main account like I think over 10k spirit shards, and I have like almost all the legendaries. Of course, I played the game way too much, so that's the reason for having that. But I know that a lot of people that go for the Oreen legendaries, for example, are really struggling with the spirit shards because you need a lot of the spirit shards to go for all of them. But I think that's really fun to see that everyone is a little bit different how they play the game and what they have, what they miss. So that's really cool to see, in my opinion at least. Sadly, you can't trade those. That would be really fun if you could trade those, because then you can actually make some extra money. But you can do that to some extent, but not really that much, not on the trading post at least. Do you do achievements on main account or not your thing? So I do them for the sake of completing stuff, but I'm not, if there is a really annoying achievement, like to redo the story 5 times to get 1 achievement points, I don't care. I really don't. But if I want to get a specific thing that's the last achievement in a section that I don't have, then at some point I actually want to do that. Yeah, at some point. Oh. Yeah, you have to wait a bit, otherwise you miss the hit here. Oh. Okay, yeah. So I think I would consider myself someone that wants to be a completionist, but doesn't care too much about achievement hunting. For achievement hunting, I'm a little bit too, I like too much of the gameplay. I'm not too much interested in actual, getting achievements that are very long and just need a lot of story content to repeat and stuff. That's not my thing. So I'm more of a gameplay enjoyer. That's the main thing that I like doing. Nice. That's a good one. That's a good one, Alka. Welcome, welcome. Hope you all had a nice day. Enjoying the Zero to Hero journey here. And we are slowly making some progress. Oh my god, I did not do the fence correctly. So 51%, we are getting there, we are getting there. Day 4. And we are already level 60 as well. So not too bad. But you can see I will easily be level 80 before I reach the full world exploration. So that's the main thing that I want to point out here. I don't care about my experience that I get for just whatever I get. I don't really care. I will get the world exploration first anyway. And then I will be level 80 in the meantime, easily. I think we will come back to this just later. It's not important, to be honest. Okay, we have an enemy to kill. That's also good. 9,600 spirit shards to unlock all the generations. That's actually change these. That's a lot. Actually, it's so much. It's crazy. I have the title, you know, I have all of them, and I still have over 10k spirit shards left. So I guess I had a lot of spirit shards. Yeah, I that's actually crazy. So many. That's actually a lot. Yeah, I can see why people are craving then for them. Yeah. I mean, it's cool to have a long-term goal like that, to be honest. I think that's a little bit missing in Guild Wars 2, to have crazy big collections, maybe make some even harder legendaries to acquire. I think that would be really cool for some crazy grinders in the game. I would like that at least. So maybe we get some crazy new achievements or crazy new legendaries with the expansion. I doubt it, to be honest. I think they will be cool looking, but they will not be that hard to acquire. But doesn't count, no. Okay. This is the squid one. Yeah, we just have to kill some squid here. That's not too bad. Yeah, it's actually quite a lot of gold that you have in spirit shards. That's true. You have to spend a lot of spirit shards, a lot of karma, a lot of mystic clovers on those things, on those generation 3. That's why this is one of the rarest titles in the game, because it's just very, very expensive and time intensive. It's not really prestigious in that regard. It's just a lot of time investment. That's it. Okay, let's go to the Vista here. Please don't fall. I will get it. I will get it. Yes. Also 33.6 million karma. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's true. Yeah, I mean, Alka, that's a good goal. You know, I think that's like I said, it's a good long-term goal. And if you enjoy this, to have something working on for a long time, I think that's one of the best things to aim for in the game. The Generation 3 Legendaries, if you like the skins, it's even better. But I really think it's a cool thing that they introduced it, and I'm still a little bit sad that we didn't get a Void variant. That would be the variant that I would equip on a lot of characters, and we didn't get it, sadly. That would be so cool, you know, giving us a Void variant after you got all the others. Like some kind of prestigious new legendary skin. That would be so cool. I would really like that. Sadly, we didn't get it. And I also missed the spears. You know, we don't have any spears in there. That's also a little bit sad. But what can you do? I'm happy that we got it anyway. What we have, that's good enough, I guess. Okay. Need some more crit. Some of them are here. Okay. I'm curious, is a thief good enough to play open world solo content? Yes, there are some really good solo builds, solo builds for thief. So you can go, for example, for Spectre, which is really tanky. You can go for Deadeye, which has a lot of damage and a lot of evasiveness. There are a lot of good solo builds. I have them on my YouTube channel, and they are actually really fun to play as well. So even though Thief doesn't look like it, it's actually a surprisingly good solo class. Yeah, might not be the best, but it's definitely a surprisingly good one. Okay, so I have to go in this direction now. Very good. Holo Engineer so much, but I feel like it's hard to play and it is not enough damage. I think Holosmith is in a spot right now where it is in competitive modes quite balanced, but in PvE it's sadly not as good as, for example, Scrapper, I would say generally. That doesn't mean it's bad, don't get me wrong, but I definitely am agreeing with you that it needs a little bit of buffs to the sustain or just general like usefulness in terms of like competing against its other elite specs on Engineer. So I'm definitely with you there. Yeah, maybe find a build that is not too hard to play on Holosmith and then it's not that bad, but I can definitely see the argument for sure. That is true, they don't want to invest in skins that only one, like a very small fraction of the game wants to engage with. That is completely understandable. I'm just saying I would really have liked that. You know, that's my whole thing that I'm saying here. I know I will not get it, you know, just saying I would have liked it. That's the whole argument. Yeah, legendaries are always a significant cost, and but I think even as a casual player, I think it's fair to adjust and say, yes, I might not be able to get the legendary because I'm not playing the game enough, but it's good to have it in the game, you know? For a legendary that looks cool to have in the game is, in my opinion, always worth it, even if you can't get it, because you want to have players engaging in the long run as well. You don't want to have all the tryhards leave because there's nothing to do in the game anymore. Even if you're a casual player, you want to have some tryhards around that explain the game to you, that help you getting some content done, that just make the game feel alive, that make websites and stuff, because those are the people. It's not the people that play the game for 5 hours a week. No, it's the people that actually play the game for way longer because they have more time. That's why I think it's important to have games or long-term goals in the game as well, like the legendaries, like the skins for the Orion's legendaries as well. That's really the whole argument here. What do you think the new legendary weapons will be? I'm not sure. If it really will be 2 underwater ones, I'm not sure if that's the case. That would be quite funny, but I definitely can see that. I would say it could be anything, to be honest. It could be something that is like from the lore, like this is fitting very well to the lore that we have at this new location, but it could easily be something else as well. It could be, what could it be as well? Like, it could be the most used ones, like greatsword, sword, and a staff or something, and we get more of those. It could start up a new series of legendaries, who knows? It could be, like you said, the underwater ones. I really have no clue. It's really up to an internet what they come up with. It's not something that I can say is clearly this or clearly that. We just know it's an aqua breeder, and then we will get another trinket, and then 3 weapons. And I guess, yeah, I think that's another trinket. I think it's 2 trinkets and it's 3 weapons. Yeah, I think that's it. Elder Dragon minions are typically in the level 80 maps, like for example in Ore. Down here are the Risen ones. In Heart of Thorns there are the Mortimerth ones. In the Ilona Crystal Desert there are the, how are they called? Branded ones. So they are all in the expansions scattered across the level 80 maps most of the time. So do you think the legendary system is future-proof? Once you have one for every slot, the newer ones just turn into expensive cosmetics? I agree with you that it's not the best system in terms of like making like the game go for another 10 years. But if you consider that the game is already out 12 years and we still have players, obviously a lot of players that don't have all of the legendary items in every single slot, it's like a very, very small fraction that has that. I think it's quite a future-proof system in that regard, especially if you make it like more accessible, what they are currently aiming for, that a lot of the open world legendaries are not existing yet, and they will bring out more open world legendaries with the next expansion and stuff, as far as I understood it. So yeah, I think actually it's quite future-proof, but I think they should also introduce some kind of other legendaries. I'm just like fantasizing here. There could be a lot of cool stuff coming, like legendary infusions, legendary backpacks, legendary bags rather. I don't know, some people always say legendary food, who knows, stuff like that. There could be more legendaries coming, more slots, but like the legendary relic, for example, that's also a slot that didn't exist before. That improved, of course, the amount of legendaries you can get. Maybe we will get more like that. I don't know, I'm just saying that could be something that is worth considerable for the long-term options of the game. So we are slowly getting there. I will quickly hydrate. And then read some more chat. Yeah, Guild Wars 2, the community. The thing is, a lot of players exist and a lot of players actively play the game. We have a huge influx of new players in the game. But the community content creation scene for Guild Wars 2, it's not that, definitely not, but it's quite low. The amount of content creators we have for such a big game is sadly quite low. So if you are someone that considers this, be sure to become a content creator. It's so fun and it's a really cool thing to be like making the community an even better place than it already is. So I think we need more content creators. That is like a statement that is absolutely true. Everyone would agree to that. More content creators for Guild Wars 2. Doesn't matter what kind of niche of the game, everything is good. Yeah. Yeah, 3 weapons, 1 ring, 1 accessory, and 1 aqua breeder. Exactly, that's how it is, and that's, in my opinion, a good mix. Hopefully the weapons are not all underwater. That would be a little bit of a shame. But I'm definitely happy with the mix that we get. And 6 weapons is well, or 6 legendaries is way better than the 2 that we got with this current expansion, with Chantewals. So I'm way more happy that we get those, because legendary is definitely a very nice long-term goal for a lot of veterans. And I also think it is definitely cool that we get 2 of them at launch. That's very, very good, because then I have definitely something to grind when it comes out and not have to wait 3 months to get anything. That is always a little bit like sad if that's happening. And I think they learned out of their mistakes, at least from the last round. I really think so. Yeah, legendary bags would be really cool. I'm not sure how you would implement that and how that would look like, but I think that would be really cool. I would like that a lot. You know, I'm a bag slot enjoyer. I have like a lot of bag storage on my account, on my main account. So I would really enjoy that. That would be very, very good. They did not say which 2. They did not say which 2. I expect it to be 1 weapon just from the split of it. And maybe the aqua breeder. I could definitely see the aqua breeder being something that people want to have in the beginning as well. But I have no clue. I really don't know. I also don't know how they balanced it. What kind of like, is it always locked behind some raids, or is it locked behind open world only? We will see. I think at least one of the ones that we get at the beginning will probably be open world, because a lot of people like to play open world. And if all their legendaries would be locked behind some instance content, I think they might not like that. But I have no clue. I really don't know. I have no more information than you have. Do you think they will merge Aqua Breeder to 1 armor class? I hope so, yeah. But I actually think it might be that you have to get all 3 of them, and that they all have the same skin, but they need a different recipe, and then therefore you have to get 3 of those. So just more long-term playability. I hope it's not like that, but I can see that happening. I really can. Yeah. I have no clue about Guild Wars 3. If it will ever happen and when it will ever happen, I have no clue. When it will happen, my prediction will be that it will be like at least 5 years out. Like not in the next 3 years. Maybe some kind of beta test, but not a big release. That will be a long time. They have to announce it first if they really do it, so it takes a while. Don't worry, if you're a new player, just play Guild Wars 2. It will be existing and very active for the next 5 to 10 years for sure. So I played Guild Wars 2 at launch and re-downloaded and logged in the other day and was completely lost logging into an existing character. Would it be better off creating a new character to learn the game? It depends what your goal is. If you want to learn everything about the game and enjoy the story and stuff again, sure, go for a new character. If you're someone that enjoys going for the end game only and stuff, then you will be overwhelmed at 80 anyway, and you just start out from scratch on your old character again. That can also be worthwhile. I personally would say it depends a bit what kind of content you enjoy. If you enjoy like fractals, like instance content in general, or open world, then it's a little bit different. So for open world, I would say just play the level 80 character and you will be fine. For fractals and stuff, I think you might want to just get a grasp of the game before you dive into this content. But whatever works for you. I think it's really hard to say and give a recommendation. I think leveling your character from scratch again can be very fun, especially if you follow along like a content creator like me doing the Zero Hero Challenge or something and learn something every time you watch me. That is obviously really nice. But I know people that don't want to have the leveling experience again. They are happy that they have a character at level 80 already. So it depends. Really, it's a very big personal preference there, I would say. Do you think they will sneak in another beta for specs before release? No, I don't think so. I think they are happy with the results they got from this beta event, and they had that exactly the same for End of Dragons as well. There was a beta event, that was it, and then after that we got the release of the expansion with the new Elite specs that had some big changes there in there as well. So I think there will be some changes made, especially to underused or underperforming classes like Conduit, for example, and I really think that those will be drastic and will be fun to play. When the expansion releases, there will be still some bugs, there will be still some under and overperforming specs for sure, and they will nerf it or buff it depending on the performance then, but there will be no more beta test. That's pretty safe to say. They are quite busy with what they are currently doing, and it's quite likely that they will not change that. There's a big worm. What is this? A veteran. That's good. I can do the veteran. Very good. Doing some quests or some quests while I'm doing some events as well is obviously really good. Gives you some more experience. And in general, if you're a new player and want to level, doing like quests and doing events at the same time is always recommended for more experience. Just some small tips here. I personally would say it can be worthwhile to start a new character if you don't mind the leveling again. I think it's definitely worthwhile because there's a lot of stuff that changed over the course of the last few years in Guild Wars 2, and you will experience the game completely differently if you play it from scratch again, for sure. And you will probably be not as overwhelmed as you would be if you would play the game with a level 80 character, even though you have no clue what you're actually doing. And the same goes for the level 80 boost. Level 80 boost is almost exactly the same thing. It instantly boosts one character to level 80. You will get that when you purchase an expansion. So it can be very worthwhile, but it will skip all the learning process. You know, I'm slowly getting new stuff while I level. That is really good to slowly increase the knowledge I have about the game. If I'll instantly level to level 80 or have a character that I already have at level 80 and come back after 10 years, then I don't know what the game is all about and I have everything all at once. So this is not necessarily a very good thing to learn the game. It's better to take it slow. So it might be the better choice to create a new one, definitely. Have you decided on a spec you're going for? Yes, I will go for Chronomancer. Chronomancer is very flexible. I can play DPS, I can play offensive support, healer, everything in one spec. That's why I will probably go for Chronomancer. But one thing after the other, Do we have to kill those? I think not. We have to get the others, yes. Okay. I cannot wait to play Amalgam. The Elite spec felt so fun. Yeah, it's really good. It's a really good one. It will get probably some small nerfs to the damage output, but it will be really strong and really fun. Yeah. I think it is a good time to be an engineer main for sure. Okay, let's do another round of some dredge killing, I guess. Not around here. Progressing through the maps with the booster account is a little meh too. Yeah, exactly. It's like if you boost your character to level 80 and then you do some map exploration, it feels like you wasted the boost a little bit, because like doing the map exploration gives you experience already. Like you can see, I leveled my character to level 60 already by just doing some map exploration. So definitely something to consider if you want to boost your character, that if you want to do the map exploration after that, maybe you should not boost then, or boost a different character first. So definitely a good point there. So slowly but surely we get some more stuff here. Very good. But yeah, I think the core maps are a great way to introduce yourself to the game and just play a bit, have some fun, try out different builds or different class skills and stuff, and you will level to level 80, understanding the game way better, and you will also get a nice amount of world exploration already done. So if you ever want to go for legendary, it's definitely in a good spot already. Yeah, good halfway there almost, I would say. So that's quite cool, I would say. But of course, if you don't like the leveling process in MMOs because it feels slow and you want to get the fast-paced endgame gameplay, sure, that's also possible to do. It's also possible. That's why it's so nice to have the option to use the booster. And if you're a returning player, you also have the option, of course, to just play the game on your old character or play it on the new one. Okay. Here's the Raid Wing 5 entrance. That's really cool. It's really nice to have the Raid Wing entrance here. It's really, like, lore-wise, it's a lot of fun, to be honest. Core maps also gives you the waypoints to do world passes. That is true. That is very true. If you want to engage with dungeons or something like that, you have a very, like, good progress in the game already to pot there or do the meta events, whatever. All of that good stuff is unlocked by completing the map. So it's definitely, I would say, I would recommend it if you don't mind the grind or the slow progress here, for sure. As a new player, what do you think they should do after getting their full exotic level 80 gear and unlocking their elite spec of choice? Should they go straight for instant content? And what quality of life should I invest on immediately? Is it bags, ascended armor, weapons, or infinite salvaging kit, tools? What would be the best time and gold time investment? So it depends a bit how you play the game. If you want to get into instance content, I think it's a good time to start after you reach level 80, going for fractals, going for strike missions, stuff like that is a very nice gold gain later. And it's also, in my opinion, a very nice way to introduce slowly how to play the game a little bit more efficiently, or like more knowledgeable and stuff, how to play your builds and stuff. But getting ascended gear is, in my opinion, always on top of the list. It doesn't matter what type of content you're doing. If you do open world, if you do instance content, you always want to get ascended gear. So that is definitely also on the list. And I would go for masteries like auto loot, getting all the good masteries like gliding, like the mount mastery and stuff like that. I think this is definitely worthwhile to get as well. And I made a whole video about this topic, what you should go for after reaching level 80, so you can check that one out if you want to have a more concise answer and more like edited version of that. But in general, I would say it's surprisingly just do whatever you come across, try it out. I would always recommend try everything in Guild Wars 2 at least once, see how you like it. And if you like it, stick with it. If you don't like it, maybe come back at a later time, maybe never come back. So just that you know if you like it or if you don't like it. That's I think, a very important tip, because only then you can actually understand what you think is the best part about the game and what is like not for you. So hope that helps. And in terms of gold or gem store investments that you want to get, it depends a bit of if you are really annoyed at inventory management. Getting more bags helps. Getting bigger bag slots can help, or bigger bank slots, and getting the salvage kits can help, of course, the infinite ones. There are many things that you could get that is worthwhile, like people say the infinite gathering tools, or like the recharging teleport to friend if you want to use that very often. There are so many things to consider. I made a whole video again. I'm sorry that I'm always self-promoting, but it makes sense. Made a whole tier list about what you should get from a gem store, and I rate the stuff there. And there is so much to get, and it depends highly on what kind of type of player you are. I like to have my inventory clean and salvage everything as efficiently as possible, so I will definitely go for the salvage kit, the infinite one. But if you don't mind selling all the stuff on the TP and just doing the stuff that is like as little inventory management as possible, then maybe not. Yeah, there are so many things to consider, and I can't give you a guaranteed answer. This, and this, and this order is the thing that you need to do. So it's just my tips that I can give you, but not telling you directly this is the only thing that you need to do. What are the best things to get from the shop in terms of quality of life and convenience? So, like I said, the gem store has a lot of cool things in there. I really like the candy corn booster if you want to get boosters. I like the salvage kit. I like the infinite ones. I like the gathering tools, the infinite ones. I like some bank slot expansions, stuff like that. But there are so many things, and you should always go for the ones that you actually find the most helpful for your account, so how you play it. If you only play one character, it might be worthwhile to get the back slot expansions. If you play like 10 characters, it might not be worth it at all to get the back slot expansions. It might be way better to get, for example, more bank slots, because then you can switch around your gear way easier. Yeah, or get shared inventory slots, which is obviously also something that's very, very nice to get if you play multiple characters. Stuff like that is definitely worth considering. And like I said, just check out my tier list video on my YouTube channel about the gem store. What's the best item in the gem store or something. And you will find it. And it's just very worthwhile. If you don't know how to get to my YouTube channel, you can just scroll down in the description of the Twitch stream or the YouTube stream and just scroll down. There is a link to my YouTube channel, or on YouTube there is a link to my spreadsheet where I have all my tier lists and all my builds listed in there. So you can check that out as well. So you can find it more easily. Is playing DH fine? I mostly play Fractals. Yeah, DH is very good in Fractals. It's a very good choice. Yeah, I would say very good class to play. If you like it, stick with it. It's a nice bursty power class. Works very well in Fractals. My graphics settings, yes. Those are the graphics settings. Not the best, but the ones that work during streaming and during the content that I currently do, like open world, the best. Yeah, but I would recommend turning effect LOD on or checking this box if you have a lot of like enemies and allies around, so that your PC and your eyes don't get flashbanged. But I'm playing PvP on this account as well, so there you want to take it off so that you see every single skill, because it limits the effect of detail. So that means that the attacks are either hidden or not as flashy, and that can be good in PvE if there are a lot of attacks around. But in PvP, if you fight another player and you don't see the attack because it's hidden, that's a little bit sketchy. So then you should obviously not have that ticked. Hopefully that makes sense. I enjoy leveling and exploring the adventure. That's why I like Guild Wars 2. That makes sense, yeah. Guild Wars 2 is one of the best games when it comes to open world exploration and stuff, I would say. When it comes to MMOs at least, yeah. It's really fun and has a lot of things going for it, and the new expansion will be no different. That much is for sure. Yeah, no, don't worry. You know, sometimes I'm answering questions that you already had or just typed. That happens. But if I missed any questions, just repeat it. I did not want to ignore you then. I just sometimes don't see it in time, or just did not answer it correctly. Just answer again, or ask again rather. And yeah, hopefully we will get everyone the answer that they are looking for. There we go, we did it. 55%. And drop this now, we are done. Let's see where we go next. Not bad, not bad. Slow progressing through Lorna's Pass. 54% map completion. It's actually crazy how far I got into the map exploration, and I'm not level 80 yet. I'm actually really surprised how like slow the leveling process is, how much of the map I actually explore. I'm obviously not doing the highest level maps. I'm always going from the lower ones to the higher ones, but still, it's crazy. I will reach level 80 probably when I'm at around 70% map exploration, which is not bad. I only have to do 30% the map when I'm already at maximum level. Really interesting. Ooh, Silk Song. Oh, that's nice. Have fun playing that. That's exciting. Maybe I have to play it as well. It's a cool add-on for sure. It was just funny that you answered my question while I was typing, since you responded somehow to another guy. Yeah, it was. I saw your question after that and I thought, did I not just answer that? But now it makes sense. You know, you were just like typing and I was answering the question. That is actually quite cool. I guess it's a question that a lot of people ask as a new player. It makes sense. It's obviously you don't want to waste your time on an item that might not be worthwhile in the long run. Yeah, sure, makes sense. Hopefully I answered it well enough. But like I said, check out my YouTube channel. I don't want to self-promote too much, but during my stream I talk and explain stuff. But on my YouTube videos, stuff is more concise. Stuff is more, how can I say, more visible and not only like what you can hear, but I can also showcase how the item is looking and make it like a little bit nice spreadsheet or a tier list or something. And that helps a little bit more if you're a visual learner, so to say. But yeah, hopefully I answered the question. Best level booster is in the beginning is crafting. That is true, final one. Thanks for mentioning that. Yes, crafting can be very, very nice to boost your character level. But, and that's a big but in my opinion, it costs you some gold. Yes, you can make some money back, but it costs you some gold. And I would also say it is not really helping you to understand the game. Like leveling your crafting